And y'all can see us.
Hey, hey. How
Woo!
come?
We is back. We is back. We is back.
I don't know. It'd be like that sometimes.
Anyway, we back.
Hey, hey, how y'all doing? How y'all
Mhm.
doing? Is we back? Is we back?
Mhm.
Why are we back?
I don't know because you called me.
I
You
did call
text
him.
me. Yeah, you text
Yeah,
message
I've been gone for a very long time, right?
me.
You've not, but I've been
No.
gone for a very long time. Like, cause we had this conversation a long time ago. When I believe that us as any kind of people, but specifically the minority, we have to get in a space of saying your points and then just leaving and providing opportunity for some things to sit and mold and whatever. Only because if I have to come back here every week, then I have to come back and say some stuff, which means I'm like 9 times out of 10, some of those things are gonna be loose. And I'm saying it for so I'm saying it for, pow pow. I start getting caught into the matrix
Yeah.
of, and so I don't know about anybody else. Like, I mean, like Willie can be responsible all day long. I'm not. Like there are days I'm like, oh, I'm with the shits and I want to be with the shits. And so I can't be in a position of hey, my purpose is helping people and then come with the shits one day and then be like, I didn't think it was responsible. So I was like, okay, well, and then life happened. Life happens for all of us. And so for me, I just kind of got caught in my real life things that were going from day to day. But but what gave me the full motivation to come back and say we need to, like, I actually, it inspired me. I was inspired to come back and say, well, we need to do a podcast about some stuff because a lot's been happening.
A lot, a
A
lot, a
lot
lot,
has
a
been
lot.
happening. And yet none of it inspired me like this inspired me to come back. And what am I talking about, Willie?
The King Panderer himself, King Panderer, has reared his head, and had a couple of videos come out.
Pander.
Hmm?
Pander.
Panda, 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 panda. He's reared his head. Hey, before we get to that though, I want to, we got to go to the things that happened. Everybody was on, right? We got to go on the,
Oh Lord. Okay, go ahead.
Montgomery.
Okay.
We got to talk about Montgomery, the ancestors.
Why is
So,
he trying
so
to get me fired?
yeah, no,
Go ahead.
no, no. I mean, no, we're going to be responsible. We're
All
not
right.
going to.
Okay.
No. So the precursor to Montgomery, I found out was something that happened 2 hours before that. So I'm gonna play.
Oh,
The
there's a
video.
Grateful
precursor.
that now I can see that I am a part of everything, and everything is a part of me. You're amazing.
2 hours before the brawl, they honored the ancestors in a ceremony not unlike the battle at the Holy Ground.
Was that is one of the ports where they sold slaves at. So they had something going on where they did, ancestors, whatever. So that happened, and then symbolically, the ship name was Harriet. So the stars and the moon and the sun was lined up on this great day. The day God gave us was all in line to have something happen.
Okay.
And for those that don't know what happened, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. It's and I'm gonna be responsible. There's a warning before that to let
Is a
y'all
trigger
know.
warning?
Yes, a trigger
Trigger
warning
warning.
before that, just to be
Is a
responsible.
trigger warning that about, like, this is not a race thing? This is stupidity. Can we have that?
Yeah,
Stupidity is
no,
about to abound.
yeah, and So I heard the interview with the captain, right? There's a white guy. He was the captain of that ship, and they was trying to
Gotta
get.
beat their ass too.
Yeah. No. He said that he was he stood with all of them and all that everything. He said afterwards that we don't have the video of when the captain got off and the other white guys from the ship got off, but they did get off, and that's when the police started taking everything into control, whatever. But yeah, here's the video of what happened.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
We got action, baby.
Yeah, these white folks jumped on these black men that work security. We trying to get on the sipping cycle, the Marriott trying to come through. And the man was telling them to move their boat because the Marriott couldn't dock so the boat could get off. And everybody on the sipping cycle, we just wait. Why these folks that swung on and jumped on this black man, baby? The crew member that jumped out the Marriott, baby. They whooping ass, baby. Now come up out that boat, baby. They ready to move.
Well, that's my boat right there. Go get through here.
What? They ready to move, sir?
You ready to run?
Yeah. What's up?
Y'all was up a minute ago.
Yeah. Woo! They scared. Look at them. They scared. Woo! Beat their ass. Woo! Oh my God. Woo! That what you get. Oh, tie her ass up. Ooh, she whooping her ass. She finna put her in the water. In the water. Tie his ass up. Cause y'all were wrong. Do some. Boop, boop, Woo! He ran, he jumped in the water. Yeah. Get in their ass. Oh, look at the bras. The bras jumping their ass. Jumping on that black man like that, baby. What y'all thought was going on? They put their ass in the water, y'all.
Oh my God! You going to jail? Get him a felony.
It's like, boop. Okay, time to go home, everybody.
Baby, please.
It's time to go home. That man hit somebody with a child. People acting
No,
crazy.
the first one was okay. When
No,
the woman got
when
hit.
the woman
so
got
then,
hit.
Oh,
They was like,
everybody. No. Okay.
okay, here's
Okay,
my
that's-
thing. And we've not discussed this.
No, we haven't.
We haven't actually discussed this at all. Actually,
Mm-mm.
I've been on the
Mm-mm.
road and stuff. Okay. All right. I don't like social media.
Bum, 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 bum,
right.
bum, bum, bum,
And the reason
bum,
why is because
bum,
they
bum,
tried to put
bum,
this whole,
bum,
oh, we're
whoop that
celebrating
tree. Whoop that-
ancestors. I ain't hear none of those people in that video or see none of those people in that video at the fight with them ancestors. Them ancestors people went home.
Well,
Okay?
no, the
They
spirits were
celebrate
still
their
there.
ancestors.
The praisers was gone. The spirits were still lingering.
I think they done left the devils there to sit there and do this little side part or whatever. But they ain't no, but the ancestors had nothing to do with that chair.
I believe Malcolm was there.
It had nothing.
I think Malcolm was there.
Nothing. He might have been there like, man, that's messed up. Like
I did say by any means necessary, but that chair is just too much. Damn.
Yeah, like he's like this. Look at these people. Now, like, okay, here's the thing, right? I have exes. You have exes, right? And so they might not have done right by us, but we don't have any ill will towards them. But if something happens to them, I'm like, man, that's messed up. That might happen, right? That's messed up. That might happen. So if Malcolm was there, it would have been like, oh, that's messed up. This is not, this ain't the right way. That might have happened. So that's how I'll give it to. I'll concede that part.
Okay. I could just hear the spirit of Uncle Ruckus. That's so damn bad. It hit that damn woman in the head, smelling like lemon pledge, and that good Christian white woman.
That woman wasn't doing nobody nothing. No.
She was sitting down there trying to enjoy her day.
Okay, so here's my other thing.
Boogity boogity.
Here's my other thing. This is what I will say. Responsibly, right?
Yeah, let's be responsible.
Let's be responsible for a second. Keep in mind, this ain't a responsible fully show. We get responsible when we don't. Okay, so this is what I will say, right? Rules of engagement. When those particular people who started the fight should have got all the hands, right?
Yep.
But I don't remember that woman who got bopped. They
was two women did. They
but I don't think
jumped.
it was her.
I don't remember.
It was like she was.
If someone had a blue
that
on,
lady
and I
had
don't
a
know.
little girth. That wasn't her. The other ones was a little bit smaller. Whatever.
Yeah, I saw two women, so I don't.
So let me say this:
but
if it were anybody,
get out of the vicinity.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna blame the people who happen to just be there and they're trying to figure out. And look, culturally speaking, certain people stick around, certain people leave, and now we're at a whole new thing where people videotape. So, like, culturally speaking, like,
over there.
And so I'm not gonna victimize the victim. She's a victim in this case, 'cause I didn't see her hit anybody.
Is that the latest TikTok dance?
They're doing TikTok. Did that lady hit anybody? I don't remember seeing her. You're so stupid.
What?
I don't remember seeing her hit anybody. So if she didn't hit anybody and she wasn't a part of the melee, I feel sorry for the people who were not a part of the melee. I will say this: if you saw and you happen to see white people and black people fighting, and you thought, "Oh my God, the black people are fighting the white people because they're white," and you decided to jump in, you get hands too.
Yeah.
Vice versa. Same thing occurs for me. If you see and that's the case, then you get hands too. If y'all weren't a part of the original crew of fighting people, like them skipping people, my skipping brethrens, they just like, look, that's what they do. You see how they skip? This is what they do for fun. This is like
boom, 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 boom. It's the latest trend.
So I responsibly speaking, I was like, I just like seeing this whole thing because I'm like, I don't want retribution to happen, right? Because things happen in the light, and whatever happens behind the scenes happens, and and so that was my fear. That being said, irresponsibly speaking, that lady who's giving the soundtrack to this ass whipping was hilarious.
Boom, pow, that Batman.
I
Remember
was just-
Batman? Pow. Gee
Wow.
Willikers, Batman.
Hilarious. People ain't got no goddamn sense. That's what I got for that. That's what I have. Okay. That's all I have for that. Like it's happened so long ago.
Yeah, but so that falls under protector, right? So black men.
Oh, was that the
Yeah,
protector
the
part?
protector.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay, got
you
it.
know we had the men run to the scene. We had this Aquaman, right? Aquaman swim over there. How this is
Shout
the
out to
first
Aquaman.
ever that you've seen a black man swim to trouble.
I don't join
We don't
that
swim,
conversation.
period, like that.
I swim.
We don't swim collectively, don't swim, period, like that. But to swim to trouble and then jump up and kick off your shoes.
Okay, first off, that little kid had. Then I found out he was 16. I'm like,
16,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
16,
Because I
yeah.
was like, I was
All the
tired
energy.
for him.
All the energy.
Ugh. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
you're gonna swim there? Because his form wasn't perfect, so he was fighting in
Yeah,
water
he's
a
fighting.
lot.
And he had
And
jeans
then-
on.
And he had
and
jeans,
shit, yeah.
like, and then he said, whoop, and got out the water with that. I'm like, and then he came back with more energy. I was
got
like, Jesus Christ. And I just felt old. I wanted to take a nap. I think I probably did take a nap.
And pause and
Yeah, like, ugh, I'm tired.
get up and
That being
wow,
said,
that happened.
I don't know.
Aquaman.
My thing is to say kudos to him. Well, I will say not kudos to him for, well, all that cardio. Like your cardiovascular system is great. Kudos to him for seeing something wrong and trying to jump in.
Killing stereotypes.
Well,
In that one moment,
a bunch of people stopped. And it was like,
one
oh,
moment,
black people swimming,
black people are swimming.
and with jeans on, and like maybe. But also kudos to him for helping that man, because
And they're coming to aid to other black men.
I mean, just helping somebody in general. Like, I'd like to get to a point where we socialize right and wrong just in general. And what they were doing was wrong. And it just so happened that it represents the colors stood out in it. And, traditionally speaking, Alabama is supposed to be like a place. Now my experience in Alabama has not been the case. My experience that everybody about that life. And you sit there and you try somebody and say, hey, N-word. And they be like, what? Wop, 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 wop. So that's my experience in Alabama.
Yeah.
So, but this is like Selma, and so traditionally speaking, historically speaking,
Montgomery.
they look at it and they see the color of your skin, and that's what it is, and it's a shame. But and it's also a shame because here's my thing, right? Nobody, I haven't heard anybody. You tell me. There was a gentleman. He happened to be white. That wasn't important, but there was a gentleman who was standing right next to Otis when he's about to get hit, and he tried briefly, like he was like, "Hey, y'all should stop," and he was like, I tried. And then he exited. He said, I'm going to just exit stage left. And we never saw him again.
But he did the right thing,
I hope he called the cops. But I mean, he could have tried to get in between them. He didn't try to get in between them. And I don't think it has to do with the color of the skin or anything like that.
Knives, guns, anybody can put it in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it has to do with that. But optically, it looked bad.
Yeah.
All right. It just looked bad. Like, and I don't know what to do about that because I stand by him. I would have.
Yeah, I would. Hey, buddy.
The best thing I could do is call the cops.
Buddy, hey, if the hat come off, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem if the hat come off, buddy. Oh, you don't care?
Okay.
I
Let me
tried.
call the police.
I tried.
And then like the cops were there, and the cops was like, I felt like the cops was like, they deserved it.
Yeah, one right behind.
Yeah, like he did hit that man. I'm gonna give him a little more.
It's a nice day out.
So to me, stupid people, stupid prizes. They got the prize.
A lot of prizes.
Then people started using this opportunity to assert their anger on whatever, right? And that's the part when you lost me, right? Like the woman who got hit in the chair, I don't think she necessarily did anything, or I didn't see any footage that said that she did. Now maybe it did, because like I said, there was a lot of footage, so they've been splicing a lot. So we don't know. Police could have came and grabbed a lot of it. We don't know. But that being said, if I feel terrible for the people who are. How is this? I feel terrible for the people who are innocent in this all the way around. I feel extra terrible for that man who just was trying to do his goddamn job.
Trying to do the job.
And then somebody came in. I feel great for that little 16-year-old because he's gonna get so much P. It's a shame. Another P word. It's a shame.
Yes, another P word.
So like
I heard you could hear your breath a long time.
We say you got a lot of energy. It's gonna be older women too.
Yep.
Gross, nasty, cougars. So all the way around, I didn't relish it, but the history of my experience and my family being effed up the way we are, we'll find humor in anything. So it was not off limits.
Nope.
Oh, we
It
hollered.
was every bit of that was comical to me. It was
And I'm glad
broken
nobody
down.
got hurt really
Yeah,
bad.
and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Nobody lost their life. Put it that
No.
way. So
Which okay,
it's
and by that
all them
standpoint,
people out there. It's hey,
it was good
yeah,
TV.
yeah.
Nobody really got hurt. That lady knows. You seen that lady knows? I'm like, what the hell she did?
Looking
Tell
like
a lie while
Gonzo.
she was getting
Look
punched?
like Gonzo.
Jesus Christ! It was like Pinocchio got punched in the nose. I'm like, what the hell did she do? Did that chair hit her too? It must have did. Whoop. I don't know what happened, but like, hopefully she wasn't hurt too bad. She had rosacea. I don't know. Like, so for me, it was an embarrassing situation
Keep
for
your nose
most
out of
people.
people's
Some
business.
people
That's
got
what it.
arrested. Is that the moral of the
Yeah,
story?
keep your nose out of people's business. That's what that was. But you were nosy. Stay out of people's business. You went over there, ran over there.
That is a good moral of the story.
Keep
Stop
your
being so
nose out of
goddamn
people's
nosy.
business.
This ain't your area.
Yep.
Like people had their job to do. Like this man didn't bother nobody. And then he threw his hair had him in hair. I felt that because I was like, fuck this job. That's that innately in my mind. I was like, well, he's getting fired. That's a decision he made when he threw up that.
Yeah.
We all have that. Right?
It's not
so
worth
for
it.
me, I'm like, oh, okay. All right then. And that's how I know fuck this job. Right? Like everybody got that moment.
That's out. Take the job and shove it. Yeah.
That was the theme song he's playing when he threw that up. And he's like, it's time. But then he threw like here's my thing. I'm older now. I don't fight anymore. So I want to make that clear. Don't come to me with this. I know he can because I used to fight a lot. But now I don't fight anymore. I ain't about to do this. So when he threw that hat up, I will say as somebody who doesn't fight anymore, but who used to be in the game very hard, if you're gonna do something as dramatic as that, you need to come with a wop 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 blue lop wop bamboo kind of stuff. And you was just like, I don't know what happened. He's like, it almost seemed like it threw up like fuck this job, but it really felt like after the hands started coming, it really felt like he was saying, hey, let me get this hat out. I don't want it to get crushed while I get my ass whipped.
There's 5 people though, 4 or 5 people.
Oh,
so,
no. I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. But even when it was one-on-one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was some mislicks and everything. Yeah, you should have,
And that's as somebody who doesn't fight anymore. I'll call the cops real quick. Don't try me. I'd be like, what? Oh, I'm a punk pussy bitch? Nah. What?
Nah,
what? You want to get him a one? What? And say another thing. What? I think there's a disturbance. That's me all day. So I don't know.
Causing a little ruckus over here, and they're loud. They're real loud.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid for my safety. Although the cops ain't coming for a lot of stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Like now, I'm telling you, there's been a lot of developments. People like breaking into restaurants and I'm sorry, grocery stores and stores, stealing stuff and just looking you dead in your eye. They ain't got no mask. Nobody's ashamed of their stuff no more. Like there's no way I know exactly who did it. She did it. The officer was like, well, you need to file a complaint.
Yep. Do you know her full name? No, I don't know her damn name. She just came.
She right there. She right there. She right next to you. You could just do this. Grab her. You're gonna have to go to court and just like take her to, But that's how it is. Oh, I thought it was just a California thing.
But no. They say at a couple places they're not doing like if it's not like witchcraft crimes like murder or any serious crimes, they're not even engaging. They're not even gonna engage. So that's why I think we have that. I mean, going on all around the country, just like theft and stuff, because people know the cops are not gonna get involved a lot of times.
And let me say this for the people who work for the stores: mind your business.
Yeah, don't.
I understand you want to save your job. I know you want to you're stupid. I know you want to save your job and stuff like that, and I get it. I get the implications. I understand that most people don't understand that this is so stupid. He's so fucking stupid. He's so stupid. The implications behind it is like we don't want nobody to get hurt. People do stupid stuff. Let them do those stupid stuff. If let economy work. Right, let the company come and hire their own security system or have them get pressure the police force to bring it back in and put it back as a arrestable offense or something along those lines. But you making your wage below the pay wage that they make, mind your business, save yourself and go home.
Yep,
that's it. You get another job. What you can't get is your life back. So
you could go find that hat wherever you threw it. You don't have to
Don't let that
risk your
happen.
life.
You can find a new hat. Nice,
Yep.
nice. It can have
And
anything on it.
another
Walmart,
color. Yep.
Publix,
Here,
Chick-fil-A,
Amazon,
Amazon. You know,
UPS.
I'm just saying. So no, that's wild. And then like I remember when I used to be in New York, I see people do a crime and look you dead in the eye. And
Mhm.
like I remember one time I was in New Orleans, and then when I worked for that Stanley,
Mhm.
this guy, so Similac used to be like $50 a can, right?
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Always have.
And he came in and he stole some of them, right? And he used to do it so often, like we ain't nobody. We were all like, "Nah, that ain't my job. My job is cashier, not security." So one day he like we has done it so much that and he knew nobody stopped him. That one of the last times he did it that I remember, he stopped at the door and did this.
See y'all next week. I'll be right back.
I was done. And then I went right back to work. Like I was skip. Like, I don't know why I told that. That's just hilarious to me. I remember that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's indicative of more. I mean, I'd be remiss to sit there and say some of this stuff is just stupidity. Like I saw somebody stealing a bunch of junk food. And I
Yeah.
saw a chick stealing a bunch of meat, and I was like, "God damn!" She stole. You saw a lady
In a cart, and she was throwing the meat in the back of her trunk.
taking her good time. She wasn't doing this and doing that. She was like 2 at a time. I can't hurt my back. I did this like, and it was like it looked like a new car. I'm just saying, like some of this, there's some of it is some people are really needing stuff, and some people got bad priorities because that looked like a brand new car. Oh, that car was a nice car. Let me say it like that. Whatever it was, you could have sold, and you know what I mean. Like, and now you own. I don't know. Like the world's gonna come back around, and they're gonna start looking at this stuff, and then your face is on video. Like, I mean, I don't know how I feel if I see one of my aunts on video doing this. Like how?
Well, there's always something worse, right?
What?
You can see your aunt on video on a pole somewhere, stripping and busting it open.
I respect them
Or
more.
OnlyFans.
I respect them more. At least they making money.
Okay.
Like to me, life is hard and you got hustles. Yeah, you gotta do your hustle. I respect that more. But if you sit here stealing, like
Oh,
as
my
somebody
hip.
was, yeah. Also, yeah, I respect them more. I'm like, I didn't even know they could do that. Oh, Jesus. But it's one thing to take what you need because you need it. There's a whole nother thing just take because the next TikTok trend was saying to do this.
Yeah, because they have that too. TikTok trends and people want to steal shit.
I'm old. I told them I'm a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all I got.
So so that was Protector. Provider. Like I got a video for the Provider, and this is and we're talking about black men. So this is a black man, and people talking about the Provider, but I don't. We have to stop this. It's not funny.
Hey guys, get ready with me to be a toxic, narcissistic person today. Of course, I wake up on the couch because
Okay, hold on a second. Well, I'm gonna play that video, but how did that video? They don't even see that video there. Well, whatever. Play it. This is funny.
Hey guys, get ready with me to be a toxic, narcissistic person today. Of course, I wake up on the couch because, lack of empathy. I'm not apologizing to anybody. No accountability, no honesty, right? It's not my fault. Next, I wash my face off in the morning. I gotta wash away all the lies, and I give myself a little manipulative pep talk. I'm gaslighting myself. You the man. You the man. Nobody's better than you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault. The next thing I do is hydrate because, it's hard to tell a lie with a dry throat. It makes it extremely difficult to manipulate somebody when you're dehydrated. Yeah, me, not my fault. It's your fault. You did it. The next thing I do is get my kids together and make sure that they know that I love them. And that if we're not together, it's not my fault. It's the mom's fault. Make sure to tell me what your mom is doing. The next thing I do is stretch. You got to be good and stretched out if you want to manipulate people and jump over boundaries and stuff like that. And yes, I'm ashy. I left the lotion at the new supplies house. Silly me, right? The next thing I do is go for a good run. You gotta be fast when you want to outrun the truth. Oops, slipped. You also gotta be able to change directions and run the other way if you need to. See you later.
Yes, 2 babies on this motherfucker. He rolling it with y'all. Common sense ain't common sense no more, y'all. This is some bullshit right here, y'all. I guess when you ain't got it, you gotta make a way up.
The fact that they are sitting in their car in the same neighborhood Judging this black man, this is why I'm sick of coloreds. This young father has made a way to get his babies probably to and from daycare when he does not have transportation. It does not matter where the mama is. What matters to me is I am watching an active black dad make stuff happen for his children. And if I had to guess, he probably walks those babies to school every day. Or the mama drops them off every day. They leave the stroller at the daycare, so when it's time to pick up, this is his mode of transportation. And instead of you applauding this man for not making excuses on to why I can't do for my kids, you judge and criticize. And you make comments like only in the hood. Yes, you're correct. In the hood, areas that are impoverished, that have a lack of resources and have the highest rate of absentee dads, you judge a father that decides to be active? Why? Now see, y'all are always talking about seeing things through white eyes on all my posts. Let's look at this through white eyes. If this was a Todd instead of a Tyrone in suburbia instead of the hood, and he had a bike with the little baby buggy that attaches to the back, he'd be an environmentalist. He'd be economical. He'd be a great father because here he is spending time with his kids. But the fact that y'all judge this man because he's making it happen and it don't look cool to y'all is sickening. Y'all understand that in major cities, they don't even have cars. In major cities, they walk and pick their kids up. In suburbia, in really, really good neighborhoods where they spend $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 for houses, they intentionally buy those houses because the schools are in walking distance and they walk and get their kids because they want to exercise and be healthy and expose their children to nature. But no, when we do it, it's hood and ghetto. Come on now, this has to stop. I commend this young black father for doing what he got to do. The only thing I want that young man to do is move the stroller to the inside of the sidewalk so the babies aren't the closest to the road. But if won't nobody else say it, I will say it. Great job, Dad. Hand clap for making it happen for your kids. Keep going, because these two men who are probably deadbeats themselves ain't got no room to judge.
And that was the provider P. You know, he making it happen.
Okay, so the first one was like an accident.
Yeah,
But
I
that
don't
one's
know how
supposed
that
to go
got.
to the
Yeah,
it's
I
supposed
don't
to
know
go.
how that happened.
But the
But
second one was the provider.
not my fault. It's your fault.
It's my fault. Me lubricate.
Me. It's your fault.
Oh, that came to us today. We were like, oh, that's perfect. So, well, one thing I want to say, I don't want her ever being mad at me. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
her. I
yeah,
don't like
yeah.
her voice is very
Yeah,
like she
she-
can bring you down to this level.
Yeah, her and there's another sister too that
Oh,
that I
okay.
follow that we back and forth with this stuff. Dana, she's real.
I don't like that. I like her voice. I like it. I mean, her voice is nice. Your
Yeah.
voice is fine, ma'am. Don't
Yeah.
pick on me. I'm just saying, if you turn that energy towards me, I would feel some kind of way. I was like, God damn, I felt, ooh,
Mhm.
your voice is powerful.
Mhm.
That being said, she made a lot of good points.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Like, I'm like, so for me, the only thing I saw when I saw that was the fact that those babies were outside and he was like going around curves and corners and stuff like that. But I mean, he's doing the best he can. He's doing as best he can. I didn't see anything different about that. I mean, those people videotaping, I just dislike people videotaping. I just dislike it. Like, it's one thing because I'm a hypocrite, right? Like, if I'm sending something to him because I've done that, and I'm like, look at this, crack joke, versus me putting it online.
Yeah, putting it online.
I think that
yeah.
is
Trying to do a viral moment. And shit,
yeah, I think that's distasteful, and maybe I'm wrong for sending it to him too. I'll take that bullet, but I definitely won't do that. And I think that you don't know what people are going through. You don't know how he's getting there. You don't know what's happening. Just like we don't know if he was taking this. We don't know anything about that story, but she made good points.
Yeah.
I mean, people got to do the best that they can given with the circumstances they know how to provide things in. I was talking to our sister, and she has two sons, like a stepson and her son, her biological son, and how
What she do?
Well, I mean,
Oh, for the people. Oh, yeah.
for this case.
Okay.
For this case, the point of the story is one person was her stepson grew up in a different household, and like he goes in, cracks jokes to him 9, and like we crack jokes, but I think we have a boundary component where it's like no. I mean, like everybody has their boundary part, right? Which is too far.
Yeah.
Our too far is like more like, and this is in different directions.
Yeah.
It's a different direction. So now there are two people coming in a household with their own versions of jokes and their own version of what's too far, and they're trying to adjust. So what ended up happening is one son came in with the energy of what they're used to, and they taught the other one like to come in with their own energy, and then they were like, that's too far. No, it's not. You don't get to I mean, like that's what, like our approaches to life and our approaches to how we do things are different.
Yeah, no, you can't. Once you start something, you can't tell people how to respond, how to joke back, how to fight back. You can't do anything. So if you know you're kind of sensitive about anything, you might want to just leave people alone. That's the whole thing. Leave them alone. But
and I want to know what those people look like who did that's another part.
Like she said, it could have been deadbeat guys or whatever. You know, some
like taking care of
street
your
dudes or
like
whatever.
a sucker. Like a
yeah, exactly. Look at you
taking care of your children, punk.
Oh damn! Suck
enjoying
ass.
spending time with your. What the hell is happening? You got a call?
P. She won't pray.
Oh Lord! Down in the valley when the girls be naked. I don't know. Okay. All right, that's all I got.
Yeah,
I don't want her talking to me about stuff.
Protect. We have to understand that we need to applaud good behavior, right? We need to be champion good behavior. When we see stuff like that, especially from the younger generation, we need to support them, because it's getting to the point where we don't see a lot of that. We don't see a lot of good things. We see more negative, and we highlight more negative stuff. So, I think, like I said, kudos to the brother trying to make it happen, being there for his children or a child or whoever it was in that stroller, or a cat or dog. It could have been a dog. I don't know. You know how they do today. He dogs or strollers. So, but I applaud him, and I wouldn't have.
I think I have a different perspective. Because I don't know that situation. He could have been rolling crack. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the situation was. I think the moral of the story is mind your fucking business. When nobody getting beat, when nobody getting what best case scenario, he was taking his children somewhere.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, he was taking something somewhere. Either way.
Or he stole that stroller.
Or he stole a stroller.
He stole a stroller.
Oh
That's worst case.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Yes.
Worst
Either way, you're not aiding in any of it. And so you were trying to make fun of it. Like like that part. Like to me, you're like the only thing that I found distasteful was the fact that you were making fun of somebody's struggle. Because if he had a car, he wouldn't have had to
he wouldn't
do
did that. Yeah.
That's the part. Because even if it were a crackhead taking his crack supplies somewhere.
Keep your nose out of people's business.
Yeah. Stupid. Yeah.
And
what's her name? That young lady? With
Ashley.
the powerful voice?
Can't remember that. Ashley. Can't remember her last name.
Ashley. We're friends. I haven't done anything to anybody in a very long time.
Yeah, we like you.
Yeah.
We're good. Sister.
You've been on my mind. Okay.
So now the last P.
It's
the last
Panderer?
P. Panda. While we're here, why you hit me up? The Panda himself had an expose. He had a what are we gonna call this? He had I guess a exposing of himself to the public to try to.
I mean, to be responsible. He had there was an interview that came out with his ex, and so it did a lot of damage. And so maybe he felt like he needed to set the record straight. Maybe he felt like y'all hit my wallet and I don't like it. Either way, he decided to do a video too.
So we're gonna 2 videos.
A few videos actually. He's been on a video.
Yeah,
he's been because Katrina said he did.
She did. Yeah. So I'm gonna play a couple clips. So I'm gonna play the first one. We're gonna come in and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna kind of break down what we see from our point of view. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. So here's the first video.
How long were you single and because y'all still never just stopped dealing with each other ever?
No.
So we're not official together, but We still gonna be smashing, meeting up to smash. How long did that season last?
Maybe about a year. I would say this was in, I think it was like the second half of 2015. And then we didn't get together and operate as a couple until Marley was just about here. And that was in 2016, end of 2016. So yeah, she went and did her thing. And from my understanding, not just single, like we smashing, but she was on dates with other guys. Nothing wrong with that. And of course I was doing what I was doing.
So is this her comedy when she says, me and the girls, she said, I knew, I like having sex with them. We passing each other, men and women passing each other in the hallways. Is that comedy or for real?
I don't know why she said that. Because I told her a story about two girls passing each other. There's no way in heck I would have her, because I know her temper.
No,
and you know what I'm saying? I never seen her fight, but I know her temper. She gonna make stuff uncomfortable. No way I would have her around any other woman that I was actually smashing. But there was a situation I told her. So maybe I think as she was talking like us, as everybody who's, sleeping with Derek. But yeah, there were two girls that passed each other up on the staircase. Cause I never lied. Like, this is what I'm on. I'm single now. I'm deep in my whole phase, and I'm gonna win all American honors in it.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So if you can be 10 toes down and be honest like that, I can't do nothing but respect that, because women say that that's what they desire. They like for a man to be straight up honest, so they'll know how to move accordingly.
There could have been more etiquette in how I did some of those things.
How? Tell me how you have etiquette.
First off, I thought that was kind of messed up for the girls I had passing each other. I really was in savage mode. And then I think one or two times the nail would see like some condom wrappers or something like that. And I'm like, even though we're not together, she may be doing her thing. We know our history and we know the feelings that we got for each other. And especially whenever she got pregnant, we conceived Marley, I think New Year's Eve or what have you, and going into 2016. And, we continued engaging sexually, but she's pregnant now. And then I was still out here doing my thing.
The only thing I learned in that clip,
took that deeper?
Because it was like, I know why I called you here, but I just realized that I have a quick pivot for a second.
Okay.
You don't clean your house?
Huh?
You don't clean your house?
Yeah.
Even if you didn't clean your house, wouldn't a condom wrapper?
Oh yeah,
stink?
yeah. Will stink.
Yeah.
No, he said a condom wrapper. He didn't say the condom.
Oh.
He said it's the condom wrapper.
It's gross.
Yeah.
That's gross sounding.
Well, that's irresponsible. He didn't.
Not just irresponsible. I don't care about the irresponsibility, because clearly that part.
Care.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be in your house. You're just leaving random condom wrappers around. Like, it was like, outside of the fact that he wasn't trying to take her feelings into consideration and like do a proper whole cleanse of the space. Like, in my mind, if you ain't clean
Febreze,
the sheets weren't changed. Like, like, where does a condom wrapper live? It usually lives where you're about to do the thing.
Yeah, so it's on the side of the bed or something. Yeah.
That means you're just doing the, like, not even the bare minimum. Yeah. And maybe it's in the bed, the sheets. I don't know. Gross. Gross. But that's it. That's the segue. Just tangent. This official tangent. I was like, I remember I was dating this gentleman, and nice guy, super nice guy. Drank too much, but nice guy. And he was trying to impress me. He wanted me to spend the night. I was on my way moving here, and I was like, oh, no big deal. Spend the night. We'll hang out, go to dinner, whatever. And I went to his house, and he's an artist, so he had to leave and go take care of some stuff. And he's like, just chill, enjoy your, like, go. And I need to take a shower. I've been moving and packing the whole time. So I went in the bedroom, and it just seemed like a crime scene. And it wasn't even like it was nasty. It wasn't like I didn't see no condom wrappers. It's just that the bed looked like it was slept in.
Oh, okay. My head went somewhere else.
No, but I just want you to understand how bad it is for me.
Okay.
Like, what I felt. Like, if I felt this way about this, didn't know seeing that condom wrapper. Good. So, like, the bed just looked like he didn't change the sheets.
Okay.
Yuck. How many times have you not changed the sheets? How long has those sheets been there? All those dead skin particles on there. And then I went to the shower, and it was still yuck, because it was like you didn't clean the shower at all. And that's how I felt. Okay. So then, and when I was picking up my stuff to go, and he was like, where you going? I said, I'm going to a hotel. He was like, why? I said, I can't stay here. I can't stay here. It's not. He's like, what was it? I just can't stay here. It's a safe neighborhood, and I can't stay here. And so then he came with me to the other hotel room.
That's the babies crawling on the sheet.
Yeah, he was a good-looking guy. I'm assuming he had company and stuff. So, yuck, yuck. Stupid. So yes, that's how I feel about that. That's a full tangent. I saw that and I was like, it's so gross. Anyway, what did you think about that? Are we watching more videos first before we go into everything?
Well, now I'm on. So okay, so yeah, he was whatever. He told her the story, so it's a part of her. It's part of what she knows. So the way he like, well, that didn't, that's not true. That's not true. It happened. She didn't run into it. Now it might not have been that she ran into these people, but it happened with the other girls, and then she saw the condom. So it might as well happen to her too. So semantics. That was semantics to me. It's like, okay, she knew you was knocking them all down, and she was willingly there. So coming after, sloppy thirds or whatever she was. So, that's how she felt. So I understand that. Yeah. The next video. I don't.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, in context, the video I saw her say those words because I saw the video.
Okay.
Did you see it?
I kind of
Started to,
watched
right?
it.
Yeah.
I kind of sort of.
I watched it because I
yeah,
was like, I wanted to see
kinda,
if she was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I thought like the guy did that she was crazy, and then I saw her and I was like, I don't know if she's crazy, but in the defense of Derek in that situation, she acknowledges that they were not anything.
Okay.
So whether or not he any of this stuff, whether she was pregnant or single or they were not married.
Okay.
At
Yeah,
that
and they
point.
weren't. Yeah.
So
2016.
that's his job. Like that's his business and prerogative. And if they were disrespected in any way, they could have not dealt with them.
Yeah, and that's true. That's accountable. You're accountable for your own actions.
Yeah.
Who the hell's Danita? Is it Danae?
Danae.
Don't be calling me. I don't want to be the new next Derek Jackson. Don't do that.
Voodoo on you.
Yeah, don't do that. Bonnet of Christ.
You see, I got my do-rag of divorce.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's what it is. Do-rag. Okay.
Do-rag
Do-rag
of
divorce.
divorce.
Got you. Okay. All right. Do-rag.
I tried to make sure I dressed up for the occasion.
Okay.
You ain't gonna be talking
Erica
about
Badu.
So, okay, so we're looking at this particular situation. Like, to me, all of that is fodder. Even when she talks about it, it was fodder, right? This is something she willfully walked into. They broke up. From the point they broke up until this point that they got back together, all of that is just fodder to me. None of that's my business. It's just good entertainment. Them telling their business to people who don't deserve to hear their business. And thank you for that. So,
but I think him, it's
different.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say for her it's one thing, but for him it's different. I think for him it's more calculated move, for his brand.
Well, I mean, okay, not gonna say anything.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not gonna say anything. Let's go to the next video.
Okay.
No, not that. There's another person that, okay, I don't know how to say this, but I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. So our eldest daughter, she may have spoken on this, is darker than the other two.
Oh yeah, she said that. She said she didn't used to like that. She said she didn't like that daughter. She had a lot of resentment towards that daughter.
So me, like in the house as an infant, as a toddler, because she's saying it, and I don't think you might not understand like this.
What it looked like in real time.
In real life, these are experiences.
I can imagine what it looked like.
So me, I could often intervene or kind of settle things out because I know that she loves that girl. I know that she loves her children, but it was affecting their relationship and how she treated her or how harsh she was or how she talked to her.
And I got that from what she's saying. She's saying that when somebody says that they don't like their child because the dark skin of this child reminds them of the type of women that you preferred, then
it's a different level.
It's a different
and I
level.
didn't understand it, but again, with Grace, it's just like, even she's saying she's trying to work against it. So, all right, family business. We're going to work through this. But I'm the one that saw the 2-year-old go for affection to their mommy and get turned away while the other two light skin or the other one light skin at that time child gets all the love and affection and the dark skin child to see that. I'm the one that hears our dark skin child say things reflective of how she feels mommy feels about her. So as everything was in a stagnation or regressing, it wasn't just me getting pushed away or treated a certain way.
Yeah.
And again, I really hope people just approach this with compassion, because I don't think any of us manage all of our emotions perfectly.
Of course not.
And she's done a ton of sacrificing for every one of those kids. I just need to say that because she's not a bad mom.
Right.
But I said the longer that I stay in this space, knowing that she's not going to do what I need her to do, and that therefore that stunts her healing, our reconnection, the longer she's getting.
Thoughts?
So my thought on that is that you messed up for all the darkies. You done messed up for all the damn the dark colored folks. You messed up for all of them. The damn child is not getting love anymore because you over here cheating with the dark skinned women, and you dark skinned yourself. You done messed up. You created what's the woman? You didn't create a Stacey Dash. Poor child. And
Is that really your thought?
yeah, because this thing is that I'm the one that had experienced this. No, you the one created that shit. You created it.
I don't think he was saying that. Well, the way I took that part, it was like you're hearing her say this and you're reacting this way. Like you're like astounded that she said that to you. He was there.
Oh, he was there.
He got to see it. That's how I took it. Like that he got to see it. And like I mean, like, okay, couple things, right? There's three things, right? There's three levels of hell in this situation, right? One, Derek Jackson can't say his wife is a nutty boo-boo chick. He can't. Because anything he says is gonna make him look bad. And he can't say that she was vengeful and doing what she did. He's like, what kind of chick sits there and blames a child for what I'm doing? Like, he can't say that, right? But I ain't gonna lie, that's what I'm thinking. So there's that, right? He can't say it. And so on one hand, maybe he is trying to be magnanimous and say, hey, make sure you understand what she's going through and give her that grace while he hiding his hand and like telling y'all what happened. Maybe that's the case, because he had said something else about, he had like slid something in at one other point, right? Like, make no mistake, this is him trying to salvage his brand. So that's that, right? That's why he keeps saying this stuff about this ain't my only money. This is not, that kind of stuff. So make no mistake, that's happening. That being said, truths are truths, right? And the truth of the situation is what that young girl must be going through, and I believe him when he says that he was watching this happen. I don't know if he did anything about it. I believe that this lady is like, she's all these things, right? She can be a good person, but while she's being a good person, she's also being like a nightmare. Right. I can believe those things can happen at the same time, right? Well, while you're cheating on her, while you're doing your stuff, that's fucked up. At the same time, she's heavily ingrained to this religious function and this religious faction of things that's causing her to interact with the people who have no choice in the matter. At any point, she could have respected, like, okay. See, I don't know what the next video is about, because I don't want to.
You don't want to jump ahead. So let me say this though. I get it from that aspect, because you have that thing where women would tell their sons, you're just like your dad, and they will interact with them like the father, even though that child is not the father, clearly not the father, but they cannot distinguish because their emotions. That's what I understand it from that aspect.
I don't understand that.
But not dark skin. I mean, that's
no, I just don't understand it, period. When people say you're just like your father, when people say those things, if you don't get the fuck out my face and go see some therapy,
and that's what should happen.
That's crazy. You should be accountable to your own self to sit there and say, that's a wild statement. Why am I making that statement? And fix it. Because that child did nothing, and then now you're creating a new problem.
Because your child has that problem coming up. I mean, because even what he said, right? That's the whole thing what a lot of dark-skinned women have when it comes, they become grown women, older women, and then what they do, they flip it and turn on the men. Like, you only want light-skinned women because you see women this way, but maybe I don't. Maybe it's just that this the woman that
maybe it's you.
yeah, maybe it's you. It's your perception of it, and
Maybe it's
you're
Maybelline.
projecting on men. So what's it?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Contour.
No, you project. No, the
Yeah,
projection
projection.
is real. But also, like again, so this year is my year of my like every year I have a word, right?
Okay. What's the
A
word?
word.
What's the
I'm
word?
accountability.
Yes. Okay. Accountability.
Accountability is my year. Like, and
Mhm.
it stands out when I talk to people. Nothing irks my motherfucking soul more. Like, I'm pretty sure this guy who's trying to talk to me is done talking to me
Mhm.
because he asked me what my red flags are, and I went on a whole tangent about accountability
Mhm.
because I keep meeting people who refuse to take accountability for their own placement of their
Mhm.
lives in their situations,
Mhm.
and then like I'd be honest with y'all, so I'm gonna be honest. And he probably watching it too. I just got through a breakup, right?
Mhm.
And I remember, and so like there's what I say, and I've grown so much as a person. Cause there was a time
Yeah. Whatever.
there was a time I would say it to lie. I lie.
Well, you
I
say,
would
yeah,
say
you say,
whatever and let the
yeah.
chips fall wherever they may, right?
Mhm.
But
And
now
be
I
waiting for
say
the
it like
call later on, and so you could go in and okay,
I
go
get
ahead.
in trouble. Like I got
Mhm.
in trouble.
Okay.
They used to go to school more times than a little bit because of my mouth. And I would say whatever I felt like saying because it was like, y'all, I don't care. Clearly, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. So um I would listen to him talk about stuff and him come from a place of like this victim situation. Like, and
Mhm.
not to say maybe it was true. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bad things happen to people,
Mhm.
not just us, not
Mhm.
just black people, not just white, not just women, not just LGBTQI. Bad things happen to people,
Mhm.
right? And that's a fact. How you react to it, how you come back from it, how you persevere, another P word.
Mhm. Perseverance.
Is up to you, right? So I'm hearing him telling the story, and he's talking about the story about how all this stuff happened to him. His ex-wife did this stuff and that and this stuff, and I'm like, because I have an ex-husband.
Mhm.
I was like,
Mhm.
my ex-husband's done a lot of things to me, all right, and yet it didn't stop me from getting my degree.
Mhm.
It didn't stop me from moving forward because at the end of the day, when the time comes, you still gotta live. You
Yeah.
still gotta
True.
keep moving. So at what point are you gonna stop saying, and maybe all of those things are true, right? And I say this from a standpoint of I'm not talking about him or anybody. I'm talking about these are the conversations I had with myself.
Mm.
When someone when somebody did something to try to destroy me or to try to tear me down, it was like, all right, what did you do?
Yeah.
In the like not because I felt like being another person to tear myself down. No, I'm trying to empower myself, another half P word,
Mhm.
empower myself to sit here and take control of what I can control.
Mhm.
My interactions, my actions moving forward, my outward facing stuff and my inward facing things. And then I decided, you know what? All these things went wrong, even though I was innocent. I felt like I did nothing wrong. I felt like I was always doing the right thing and bad stuff was happening. Okay, what are you going to do about it? And I went and got my degree. So I'm sitting here listening to this person talk about his experience, which was very similar to mine.
Mhm.
It was, we got married young, check. He had kids. I was taking care of other people's kids, check. Um, we were both in school and then we left school because of grades and stuff, because of all the stuff that happened.
Mm.
Check. Both of us wanted to be an engineer. Check. Okay, cool. What happens? You decided not to do that. You decided to focus your energy on being a provider and just do this. I decided the only way I can get out of this situation is to change my circumstances.
Mhm.
And I became an engineer. There's nothing wrong with either decision, but you take accountability for your decisions. There are sacrifices we all make to get where we're at. And sometimes where we're at ain't nowhere, because you made sacrifices just to have a fun time,
Mhm.
just to play video games, just to do this, just to smash this person, just to chase this man halfway all over the world when you could have been a doctor. Well, you could have been a doctor. Why you didn't do nothing about it?
Mm.
Like these kind of things, you make these changes and you have the power to change it at any day. So I'm hearing this story and he's telling me about how he was supposed to be an engineer. I said, colleges haven't closed.
Mhm.
They're still open. They still take people. They have school 4 times a year, 3 times a year. Some of them have 4 times a year. You
We got a
can
spring, a summer, and a
and a
fall session.
fall. Yeah,
Look at that.
just look at God.
Look at God. Look
At
at God.
any time you could do that, but that when I said that, there was no you just want that story.
Mhm.
You want to be the victim, and in your story, you're the victim. Feel at it. For me, I'm the heroine.
Mhm.
All right, not the drug,
So,
the
so,
hero.
so that takes two more P words, right? Perspective and perception of your life.
Oh, look at peace.
So the P's coming through, coming
Mhm.
through. So the perspective of a person, and actually, it depends. It depends on how you grew up. So a lot of that does depend on your past.
Parenting.
Yeah, parenting. Yeah, another
Yeah,
P word.
that's good.
Yeah, another P word. So
I'm gonna
that's
take off these prescriptions.
yeah. Take out the prescription. Yeah, and peer into the camera.
And look, yeah, I want you to know how serious. No, and like I was just telling our father, I was telling, like, here's my thing. I don't relish, and despite anybody, it's like I crack jokes. Favorite thing to do, crack jokes. But I don't relish anybody suffering at all. Like I don't live that life, whatever. That being said, um, it bothers me from the standpoint. This is a different conversation, a different topic for a different day. But it bothers me, the black male experience to the point of, like, I see accountability, but also like trauma that has never gotten healed. Right. And so even in this relationship I was in, I'm watching this person be like this, like he's terrible to me because I was treating him with respect, which was sad because for me, like I always say I'm not a nice person. I just choose to be nice. So when I look at people, I have my, I'm a hustler. At the end of the day, I'm like, how do I get this next dollar? How do I get this guap? So when I look at people, I'm like, what kind of person are you? And how do I have to interact with you to make sure you understand I'm not to be played with? But with him, I saw somebody who needed to be treated like crap before he can, the fact that I refused to do that. I was like, I'm gonna treat him with respect. Maybe that'll make him see, or maybe he'll just leave sooner. Right. And it just was something he wasn't. So it bothers me from the standpoint of the black male experience. Like even in his discussion of things, right? He was the person who was the provider. Right. And so, what I really think he wanted to say was he paid to play. This is the price he played.
He couldn't say that. Yeah, he couldn't say that. Yeah.
And my thing is, if he had said it, I would have respected him because again, that's the price. You ain't gonna sit here and say that, hey man, you got to take care of all these bills. You have to take care of all this stuff. And in this case, she had a mansion with help and this, that, and the third, and all this other stuff that
she was able
wanted.
to live soft life because you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was no there, and she said it too.
Yeah,
to that point, she said it too. And you're not about to sit here and say that there wasn't what do you call it, like a secret agreement,
unspoken
agreement.
yeah.
You ain't gonna say
You just turn your head and you just live a soft life. You're able to buy what you want to buy, and I'm gonna go out here and it could have been
knock
that.
them all down.
Yeah, it could have been that, and then after a while, her feelings started to get now we're reneging on the unspoken agreement, and that could have been the case.
Yeah, but then speak to that, right? Because I mean, let's be honest.
But
Also,
your brand.
Well, but no, she don't care about the brand.
No, not her.
Because the other part is what makes us stupid is whether or not they're getting divorced. Fucking with his brand is fucking with your money.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
But
people are short-sighted.
Yeah, no. Woman scorn.
You wouldn't have heard a word.
Woman scorn. They'll burn down a house.
What that man do to you? Oh, nothing. We just.
He was an awesome man. He was just the best thing popping.
Because it's not y'all business.
Yeah.
So you sit here so it's amazing to me the lack of accountability on like what's not being said, right? The lack of accountability on her part to say that she brought herself this level of hell. And so she's the way, and that's not for me to sit here and say, look, all sexual assault victims I empathize with, right? I definitely empathize with them. So I don't know. I'm trying to balance the statement because it's a hard statement to make, right? But it's like it almost seemed like that was her excuse to say this is why all of this happened the way it is. Yeah. And it's more than that in a marriage. So, marriage happens simultaneously.
So this is how we're going to explain it, right?
Okay, go ahead. Science.
You know, when you hit this is garbage. First of all, this garbage is cheap. But what happens is when you hit this, like somebody's action does this, on the other end, the other person actions have to do this, and it comes back to hit the other person. So
Yes.
y'all in a marriage, this is what y'all doing, or in a relationship, this is what y'all doing. Y'all traumas is hitting the other person, and the other person is coming back, reacting to that. Their trauma is hitting, and it's a whole back and forth like ping pong thing.
Yes.
So, and that's why I bought that for.
Oh, for perspective, and then you was like, "This cheap."
No, well, no, yeah, it's cheap, yeah. No, I'm just saying because it's perfect. Like that is
Yeah,
perfect. The metronome, you know, those things you can use it to explain certain things. The number line, I often use the number line to explain certain things, and that's what it is. You know, that's how we deal with each other.
We are related.
Yeah, yeah, we are.
But no, that causes stuff. So I'm not saying that wasn't an impactful moment in her life. It was, and I don't know how she as women, how we internalize sex is a different experience than how men internalize sex, right? As a collective, genuine,
yeah.
Like, not everybody.
Yeah.
I forget what that word is. So
in general,
yeah,
generally speaking.
So you have a situation where she went through this thing and then she got with this person, but her choice was to get with this person, and maybe she didn't. So awareness of yourself and what you're going through and what your needs are, asking yourself,
why are you doing this? Yeah, that's the first question. Why am I doing this? And why am I
mindfulness.
going before the baby came about, before anything else happened, popped off between them? It was an ego thing, right? Every woman want this man. A lot of women have this, right? Oh, every woman want this man. If I get him now, I feel validated about myself. I feel like I'm worth more, and
vice versa.
yeah, and vice versa. Yeah, it
Look
happens
how
to
fine
men too.
she
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Da, 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 da. You know, and like, I don't care. Live your best life. Oh, you're so stupid. You gotta get wet for the lies. So I don't have a problem with that part of it, right? But that like, I'm not trying to dig into her and just like knock a woman down. But at the same time, if you honestly want to get to a place of growth in your now today life, you have to understand that power that you had in all of those moments and how
Your
you
choices,
put yourself
your
into
choices,
those moments.
all your choices.
Yeah.
And you can't be afraid to revisit these things, right? And
You
look
have to
back
revisit it. You
and
can't
peel
even.
back all the layers.
I won't even say don't be afraid. It's imperative
It's imperative.
that you revisit it at multiple times in your life.
Yeah, because you change.
Yes.
Different stage of your life, you change. You have different wants, you have different needs
And different perspectives.
and different perspectives. Yes.
And there's no way to know what your perspective will be at
In
like
the future.
10 years from now. You will not know. Like, I know right now that my perspectives has changed so much over so many courses of my iterations of my life, this life of 20-year-old Nicole, teen-year Nicole, 30-year Nicole, and Nicole. Like, but so like these iterations in a good way, right? You should not be
Well, it
the
should
same
be in a
place.
good way. I mean, but hey, yeah, I think if you're stagnated, it's bad, and we don't get this. If you're stagnated from 20 to 30 to 40, you're existing. You're just existing.
And I feel like you're doing worse than existing. I feel like you're dying.
Well, slowly, yeah.
inside.
Well, we all slowly die.
Because I mean, like, this woman lived in a
mentally
mansion and she was dying on the inside.
mentally and emotionally.
This man was living in a mansion, and had a whole nother apartment, and was still, and then living a life that he wasn't proposing on forward facing people.
Yeah.
So he was contradicting his beliefs. So I mean, all of these people, like, you're not just stepping backwards, you're
I don't
sliding
even know if that was
backwards.
a belief. So this dude,
I mean, the stuff he said was true.
it was true, but you said belief. So belief is something that
I assume it's a belief.
But see, so
Well, you think it's pandering.
Well, not even panda. Not even that. I just think it works. So he's gonna do whatever works to the outside, to his brand, to what makes him the most money. You know, I think all that is, but it's so just okay. Remember what he said? He said something in the little interview about, well, yeah, I thought about it, and I was like, well, I can't do this no more, right? He said that a couple times, didn't he?
Yes.
At different times of his engagement with her, before marriage, during marriage, and after, before, supposedly he had already told her he was going to get divorced. Then the picture came out. Then he told everybody else to get divorced. I don't believe that.
But he may have. It may have been like, you know what, fuck this. Why don't we just get a divorce? And that's
but his
the
brand would have
statement
been better off.
Well, no. I mean, like I've had people sit there and say, you know what, it don't make no sense. I might as well just be with this chick, right? And then they be with you, act like y'all still together, and then you catch them with the chick and you say, well, I told you I was gonna be with this. Like that's how I
But
feel like
you
he
just
told
got
about
caught
the
with
divorce.
multiple chicks,
Yeah.
and then you did a whole little Christian Christian circuit, chitlin circuit.
Amen.
You know, glory, uh, Jesus, a whole little Christian circuit, and then 3 months, 4 months, whatever it was later, now you're somewhere in Miami, with the
That's the part I believe was true though.
what?
When he said that, when he said he stopped caring,
No, yeah, I
absolutely
agree.
believe
Stop
that he
caring.
got tired of it.
But what I'm saying is that he kept on like, even for, like it was. I wish I had the clips where he lied. The first, you remember he had a video before that video. He had a video before that video, and he sit there and like, yeah, she's another woman, whatever. They wanted to see the woman, so that's why he came back with a second video. And they, whatever they said it was gonna say, they did it, and she was looking like,
Help me. So okay, here's a question.
he's trying to be strategic because the
No,
first
no,
video,
he is
yeah,
absolutely
okay.
right. No, I think two tyrants can be tyrannical to each other, right?
Okay.
I think he's very much so a narcissist.
Yeah.
Right, especially like from the conversations like of the true definition of what a
Mhm.
narcissist is.
Narcissistic behavior, because we're not therapists, we're not
Yeah, we
whatever.
can't, yeah.
So he has narcissistic behaviors, and
Well, yeah.
everybody has it. And I think he,
Oh, yeah.
I think he's on one end of the spectrum, like the far end of the spectrum with his behavior.
Having narcissism, being narcissistic is necessary.
Yeah.
Like putting yourself first is
Healthy.
necessary.
Yeah.
Right.
The healthy version.
The over extreme is what I'm talking
Mhm.
about. And like, he talked about in his video how he likes watching himself have sex, like he likes doing this, and like he's made himself. And also, let me say this before I say that. I don't think you can be successful in life unless you're that level of narcissistic. In my opinion, like you have to have that level of self-focus
Super successful
to be super successful.
Mhm.
You have to look at yourself from every dynamic, from every circumstance, and see where you're going. Like, I think mental health plays a lot into success. I don't know I don't know what comes first, mental health and the fact that mental health is causing you to be hyper focused in this direction and just be grandiose or something like that, and it makes you realize there's no box, and that it brings the success to you. Like it makes it that much easier because there's no box for you. Whereas people who aren't as self-focused, they're constantly trying to build a box for comfort. I don't know, so I can't say I'm not knocking him. I'm not gonna knock him for saying words that, like, I know I've gone to many a church where the preacher said words that were true while he wasn't doing it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it doesn't take away the truth of the matter. I guess like I am knocking him for being inauthentic in his words, and I'm knocking her for being inauthentic but
Her
then
actions.
also in her words too.
Yeah.
Because after that video she did, then those $6,000 camps came up.
She did. Yeah. She started
So
doing. Yeah.
there's a lot of inauthentic. Now keep in mind, this is so. Here's the thing y'all don't understand.
Hold on. One before you say that, there's another thing we have to. The audience, y'all accountable too for this bullshit, right? The people that saw what he's doing that was not authentic, and knowing it wasn't authentic, you still follow. You still had your follow up there. You still shared his videos and stuff, and kept on making them go viral on different stuff. Y'all are responsible too, because everybody should have had the same. If everybody has the same voice, the same message to this person, then that person would be who they are a lot of times. And by supporting somebody, knowing what they did, just like the pastor, right? I have a story. I think I told that before about the story about going to church with. Actually, Derek is coming. My best friend coming here today. He should be walking through the door. Yeah, he's coming out. But anyway, I went to church with him and his girlfriend, and we were dating. No, this was when we were 20s. No,
Okay,
no. Yeah, no. So we were dating cheerleaders. We were dating cousins and cheerleaders at the time out there in St. Bernard Parish. And what you turn your damn nose up for?
I don't know. That just seemed like a freaky story about to start.
My cheerleaders were virgin. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Not for long.
Yeah.
Ruins them.
I'm sorry, Jesus. But anyway, they was talking about me that day. I was over by hanging out with him. We had just drove out there, and I'm over at his girlfriend house. The mom was up in there doing whatever she's doing, cooking maybe something like that. And they was talking shit. Oh yeah, Derek coming to church. He coming to church Sunday. I'm like, okay, all right. Bless the Lord. They're like, I'm talking. You know how I do. Talk shit, right? Yeah, you can't go up at church. You go to church, you gonna burn up, and the pew gonna burn. They start talking shit. I said, you know what? I'll go to church with y'all. I grew up in church. I go to church. So I showed up to church, and I'm sitting there next to them, and they just sitting there looking at me,
Waiting for you.
waiting for my body to get hot. And a woman walks in, and this woman that walked in, I may have flirted with her a couple times in the past, and and exchanged numbers, and may have been talking to her off and on.
I
May have allegedly.
Yeah.
But anyway, she walks in with this tight velour dress on, and she had a body.
Oh.
She body, and she had a body.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm sitting there, and then she waved at me, and they looked at me like, "What the?" They looked at me, and then as she passing by, I'm looking, and I look at the pastor, and the pastor's watching her go to her seat, and I'm like, so I'm looking around because I'm like, oh,
nobody gonna see this.
Nobody sees this, right? Okay, so anyway, fast forward to after church. We sitting down, and they're talking, clowning me again about, you're behind. You sure you wasn't hot over there? You sure? And I'm like, no. I said, speaking of being hot, I said,
yeah, messy.
Yeah, no. Speaking of being hot, when I can't remember the woman name, I said when such they say, oh, how do you know? I said, no, hold on. Before, did you not see the pastor like watching her to a seat, like glaring at her with lustful eyes? With lustful eyes.
Won't he do it?
So
let me say
this would happen. The mom was in the kitchen cooking.
Mm-hmm.
The daughter sitting there. He's like, oh yeah. We've heard the pastor did such pastor did. And he said, the mom was like, yeah, he told her something out the way, her daughter, right? Something out the way. I'm like, what? I'm like, hold on. So y'all want me to go to church and go sit up in a church with a pastor that's a philanderer, and a man, a philanderer, knowing this.
Not just to mention, like, here's the thing. Have you ever done that to them?
No.
So
no.
You got all this flack for being a sinner.
Just not sitting in the building.
Yeah, for being a sinner.
Yes.
While the sinner,
the known sinner,
the leading person.
Yes.
And I don't have a problem with. We're all sinners. I don't have a problem with him being the leading person and being a sinner. I have a problem with them knowing this stuff and propping it up. That's the problem.
And so, that's the correlation what we were trying to make to that, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with people supporting him, right? And supporting his messaging, right? I do have a problem with there not being accountability to it, right? Like, if I was going to support, like I said, the stuff he's saying is correct. However, this is the case too. Like, he's just saying these words. He's not living his life. Because, like, I have a counter story. Like, there was this preacher I knew, may he rest in peace. And he was a great preacher, dynamic. But that man had a big drug problem. He had a thing. And he ended up dying because of it, right? I think we want to be better than we are. And I think we all end up paying a price one way or another, right? If the price of somebody who wants to be better, who's actively being better, that price is actually the sacrifice of being actively better, losing people in your life who doesn't, there's a sacrifice you pay. The people who want to be better, but not better, they have a constant reminder who they're not being. And they're constantly like, if they have that kind of awareness to be able to say that, or if they do think they're better and they're not better, then they're always trying to figure out why they're sowing what
life ain't going right.
Like, it's not going in the direction.
They're getting a certain type of thing from life that they don't want, and they can't figure out why. I'm trying to be better,
but they're not. They're not trying because they don't know what that looks like really and truly. So it's that one I feel the worst for because they don't know no better. They don't know how to get to better, and they still they just confused about the rest. But for me, when the time comes when we're talking about these people who've had millions of dollars, I would say that, and this is like a hot take, I know he may not agree with me on this part, I would say that he caused more good than harm globally, and then she caused more harm than good from a personal standpoint.
Define what good you think he did. Because
Well, so there,
Go,
so his
go.
messaging,
Mhm.
right? His messaging, like from not when he was talking about his stuff,
No, no, no.
because
No.
clearly
We're talking about before,
I'm
like
talking about before
before all the scandal stuff.
when he was talking
Mm,
about how if a man wants to be with you, they'll be with you,
mm,
those kind of things,
mm,
right? There are women who literally just want there are people
mhm, mhm,
who just want to be in a relationship
mm,
that is good, that will treat you right, and that y'all can just grow together as a
mm,
partnership, right?
mm,
And then you get and then you come in contact with somebody who doesn't know how to be in that kind of situation, right?
mhm,
um and if so, when you come in contact with that person, it diminishes you.
mhm,
Every person, it diminishes that interaction, and then you have, it either makes you like jaded,
mhm,
or it makes you just kind of push everybody away, or you join the game, right?
mm,
So I think from his messaging standpoint, he tries to say, hey, like, I feel like he's right when he says it's like I'm talking to my sister and I want my sister to be okay, so I'm gonna be like, nah, this dude's trying to play games with you, da 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 da.
mhm,
Now he also is pandering,
mhm.
right? There are also videos where he, because keep in mind, all this is like synchronicity.
Yeah,
When I said
intertwined. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Mhm,
when I said why I don't do weekly videos,
mhm,
the reason why I don't do weekly videos, he's like, because of him.
mhm,
People like him, because if you keep saying stuff, eventually you're gonna get into the pandering component
mhm,
of things. Because there's only so much you can say before you can, then you start looking at views and viewerships and
mhm,
likes and all this stuff, and monetization and profits and stuff, and you start to get in the game. But when he's not in the game, the stuff he was saying, even while he was in the game, there's certain things he's saying that was true,
mhm.
and that help people get out the circumstances, that help people find men that were looking in this direction, to give him that. And if they weren't people that exist, the potential for it is there, right? So from that standpoint, I say he helped people.
Um. So looking at it deeper, yeah, I think the messaging to a lot of people seemed like it could have did good, but I think when you start, like, there's no absolutes. So
No,
the thing that he did, and I think what happens with a lot of women, because he was speaking to women, right? That's his main audience is women. Was that they only took it as one way. Like from talking to women, like and if y'all want to, y'all can follow me on TikTok, blackmailed. Being on TikTok, having these conversations, right? This weekly conversation, we do lives and stuff, right? And from talking to women,
talking to stupid people.
no, 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 these are not
Some
stupid.
of these
No,
people are
no, I
stupid. I've
no
seen some of
doctor.
your messages.
Oh, no, yeah, some of that. Yeah, no,
Okay.
no. I'm talking about actual long form, like we
Okay.
6 hour lives, right?
Jesus Christ.
No, no, yeah, 5 6 hour lives.
You
No,
get
we
paid
have,
for this?
huh?
You get
No, I'm
paid?
not getting paid. This is my gift to my community. I'm talking,
Mm,
it's community service over here.
she doesn't do that.
Community service. So
So no.
anyway, and talking to some of these women, like some of these women generally don't get it. So it's like a question to answer because they've been they've been told that women are innocent from a lot of points, and it's a lot of messaging, right?
Stop that.
No, 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 serious.
I
No,
don't believe that
it's
in the
okay.
least.
Okay. So this is a book right here I'm reading.
No, I'm not saying I
No,
don't believe you.
what you
I'm
mean?
saying I don't believe them.
No, 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 because you got to think programming. We've all been programmed a certain way. Think about the fact of how we.
I'm looking at the book. Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
yeah. So think about the fact that how we interact with each other in the Black community is not healthy a lot of times, right?
Mhm.
And that's due because what we've been taught growing up, generation to generation, the effects of racism plays a part in that. The effects of certain things that happened during the 60s play a part. For certain effects of what happened during crack epidemic plays a part.
Oh, I absolutely agree
So
with those.
all these things play a part, and we don't understand that, right? So this book right here is what it tells that it's by a journalist, right? A
Mhm.
journalist that she studied certain things that women were doing, like the women criminals, right? The murders and everything.
Mhm.
And what she found out when she started talking to people and interviewing people is that a lot of the figures we get about men,
Mhm.
everything bad, right,
Mhm.
is a tribute to men because they never looked at women when they did it. They never
Oh, I can see that.
so
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So the thing is that a lot of women don't get it because they've never heard that type of information. They've never been under a microscope to say, yeah, men are this way, right? But a lot of people don't know women are more narcissistic than men. Women have more narcissistic traits than men. Dark triad. It's called the dark triad. Women have more of that. Psychopathy. It's a Derek. Oh, what up, dog? Psychopathy. God damn it, I lost my.
That's
Dark triad. Look it up.
narcissistic.
Dark triad.
Well, but my point
go
in
ahead.
saying that isn't to say that I don't disagree. I'm
Mm.
not disagreeing with anything you said. I'm saying at what point are we taking accountability for our stuff, right? And I
You have to
get there's
know
a
though. You have to understand yourself.
yes, true statement,
okay.
right? But a part of that also is outside of not understand. Maybe we don't understand ourselves, right? But something's wrong. You know what I mean?
And,
Like it ain't
hold on.
working.
Let's go back. Let's go back to Christian, right?
Okay.
The devil sure is working. Think about what people do all the time, right? You don't want to sit there and understand yourself, so you're going to put it off something that you cannot control all the time. The devil sure is working today. You know, so this is things people do, right? And we don't even understand the mind, right? The mind will do things to shield us from even addressing a lot of that pain, a lot of that trauma.
We're not in church anymore. So now, like, so I don't be reading.
You're not in church anymore. No, let me stop lying for it. It's Sunday. Let me stop. Please don't track me down, Lord.
I
Please.
don't be reading some books, right?
Yeah.
I do a lot of listening, podcast stuff, and I listen to a lot of true crime things, right? That's my favorite. I don't know why. I go to bed on it. I don't understand that, but I do. And I mean, I also understand why I do it because I'm trying to understand the psyche of people. So what I've noticed is a lot of people, preachers and like I think I've saw 4 stories of preachers so far, like just this year, that had to do within the last 3 or 4 years, and it's like, their accountability, like their ability to process information isn't it is not doing a good job.
So think about this, right? The narcissistic part of it, right? People around you feed that narcissistic part. If everybody tell you your shit don't stink, you're walking around, and this is what happened to pastors, right? You got a congregation of women that prop up the pastor no matter what he does.
But he still knows he's wrong.
In an aspect, yes. But if everybody's telling you you're right in a situation, you're gonna find some way in your mind to make it right. Yeah, but I'm doing so much good for our
insanity.
No, it might be a touch of that, right? But I'm saying narcissism can be fed. It can be fed and it could be bred into somebody by them not addressing their own shit, by them not looking in the mirror and say, yeah, this is, I'm doing good, but look, this is what I have happened in my personal life, and understanding it, dealing with it, and coming back and becoming a better person because they don't feel they have to be a better person. Me. They're just gonna do whatever they do.
They're also not willing to. I can't tell you how many times I've like. Let me put on my best Derek Jackson voice.
What up, Team Jackson?
Team Jackson, what's up? What's up, Team Jackson? Like, here's my thing, right? If you want to know, like, as an indicator, if you want to know somebody, if somebody is for you, a good for you, or a good person to be surrounded by, or whatever, ask them an accountable question. Right? Any accountable. Like I was talking to this guy who was telling me a story. He found out I was from New Orleans, and he was trying to talk to me. He's like, "Oh, I can't stand New Orleans," right? And I'm like, "Oh, that's a way to start a conversation." And then he proceeded to tell me why he can't stand New Orleans. And I'm listening to him tell his story, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" The whole reason why he can't stand New Orleans. And when he was done, I didn't say anything. He said, "You ain't gonna say nothing? I know you offended because I'm talking about your city." I said, "No, I'm not offended at all, because you ain't told me nothing about my city. The reason why you can't stand New Orleans ain't got shit to do in New Orleans. Like, you went to a place, the place didn't have no tissue, so you decided to go, instead of going to get tissue, you decided to go to another place, and that place was dirty. And then instead of you sitting here saying, let me just go ahead and get somebody to come clean it up, you decided to go to another place, and that place, the door didn't work. That's not New Orleans. That's just life. Did you get shot? Did somebody
that
rob
might be
you?
New Orleans.
Yes.
If that happened, that might.
I'd be like, God damn it, that is New Orleans.
That's New Orleans.
Right?
Oh, shit, you got us. Damn it, you got us.
But what you did were make poor decisions. And luckily, there weren't really heavy ramifications for him. I don't want to talk to you. That's what the moral of the story of that whole conversation is.
Because
I don't want to talk to you.
Your outlook on life is screwed.
It's outward facing. Everybody, the reason why you can't succeed is because of other
Everybody
things.
else.
If you want to know how to find somebody in your life, friends, romantic or family or otherwise, Ask yourself those questions. If they can't inward face to their own accountability, leave them people alone. You're gonna be constantly placing yourself in a position. And so, and I even mean those people who act like they're inward face. Like, yeah, I didn't do, but as soon as they say but, listen to that but. They lying.
Mm-hmm.
They know. That's the people who know better. That's
Oh yeah. They know better. They just trying to mask it.
Mm-hmm. They don't want. They know what they're doing. They don't want to take accountability. And then like so sometimes people are like really good at acting like they're accountable. This is what you do. You ask them a question about something you know to be true, about a past thing, a past offense that they've had, and they don't focus on it. They keep trying to change it.
Yeah, they kind of change the narrative. They try to get between the cracks.
Change the subject.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're like, that was a while ago. I'm worried about that. Why are we still talking about that?
Oh yeah. Mm. Why
like,
you won't keep talking about the past?
Leave that person alone. That person will always be somebody.
We all got a past.
Sure do. Yep. And they're not willing to dissect it. Because if it's your past, it's your past. That's the other thing that bothered me about this video. He kept referring to things like it was like
before they got married. Before they got, everything was in the context of before they got married.
But even in that before they got married, that wasn't that long ago.
No, it's 2016. 2018 they got married. Yeah, they got married.
That's 5 years.
He proposed in 2016. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're saying this stuff, and look, it'd be different if his argument was we're not married. Right? Biblically speaking, this is what the Bible requires. We weren't in that place where I was doing that then. And I would be on board, right? Because he's referencing that. But you can't reference we weren't married all and then in this voice and then say, hey, but you know, she was going through this in this voice. You can't.
And then every time you come back to yourself, oh yeah, but we weren't married back then, and we went through a rough patch, and yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's true.
You're just
teeter. Yeah.
Yes. And so I find that to be insincere because you're trying to save face while you're trying to say, okay, this is as much as I'm going to admit to. And I'm about to say, but I ain't the only one doing this stuff. And I get it. From an optic standpoint, if you would have done that, they would have ate your ass up. I thought that you did a great video, as good as you could have done. As good as you could have done given the situation, because you acknowledge things. Also, let me say this. You single now. Let me just say this. You single now.
So you want to be you got your head wrap. Maybe you got your head wrap. Maybe you might be in there. Maybe you might be in there.
Now.
Maybe you might.
I heard you talking about all them good skills that you had and your prowess. And I was like, how is this dude promoting himself? That's the other
exactly.
That dude was promoting.
Yes, promoting his sexual behaviors.
And I was
in the middle
for it. I was like, he's saying, some people don't like to get choked. I said, sir, you choke? Tell me more. Like, it was like, that's what he was doing. I was like,
yes.
Woo.
But most people wouldn't pick up on that. It's like, it's so subtle.
Not?
It's so subtle.
So obvious.
Yes. But I'm saying it's subtle. The way he squeezed it in there subtly, and then most people will be like, okay. But so the thing men have, problem men have with him, right? It's the dirty macking, right? I'm going to point at you. While I'm sitting back here diddling somebody else. Look at you over there playing over there while I'm sitting there diddling my finger into somebody else. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem men have with it. And in the back end, it's like, okay, you're telling women certain things, but you're doing this right so to make yourself, and it's called a halo effect. That's what it's called, right? So when men, or anybody really, so when you automatically give somebody grace and credence because they're supposed to be good, right? He's supposed to be good, so they're going to be gravitated because he's supposed to be good. He's telling you something bad about all these evil bad men out here, these evil Negroes. He's telling you about them, but while he's sitting here being an evil Negro. So that's the problem a lot of men have with Derrick Jaxn, and they've been telling women this forever, and women just refuse to hear it.
Okay, look, I agree. Because he was like, you a thief, I'm a thief. Why are you telling on me? Nobody likes a snitch.
Yeah, that's the
snitch.
I get that.
Yeah. I get that. However, you mad at the victim of the snitch instead of you just saying
the victim.
Yeah, like the women who are.
No, nobody mad at the women.
No, you said that women are sitting here.
I'm not mad at the women. What I'm saying is that women with the problem. This is how they get into it. They start to attack the men that's telling them the real stuff, right? I'm telling you real shit, but you attack me for saying the real shit. You're just this. You're gay. It's all these terms, right, that they throw at men to attack men, while the men are trying to actually tell you, hey, look out for that truck right there.
Okay.
Don't tell me about myself. Don't tell me about you. You can't tell a black woman nothing. Yeah, exactly. Boom. Okay.
Well, see, that's a different conversation, right? Those. So, like again, that little. if it worked. That's
if it worked.
the result.
I'm gonna get a better one, damn it, so you can stop talking about me.
So if it worked, this is the result, that little pendulum swing, right? Unfortunately, that's the result of the pendulum swing. It's because there are people that exist in the world who are good people who they don't trust because you have the face and the look. Actually, it's funny. Same thing back to the Atlanta brawl situation. There are good people who happen to look like this thing, and people are villainizing everybody because of that, and that's going to be the detriment to them.
It's going to cause something else to happen.
But I still say, and ultimately, Derek Jackson does more good for the community as a whole. If you just sit there and ignore, you gonna eat something? You gonna eat something? Are you asking us if we want something to eat? Selfish. Huh? Nothing.
So I mean, so the thing is,
nothing, friend.
So, and this is the thing, right? I like to look at intent, right? When you're looking at that, I can't even say that because I got to look at the intent of a person.
No. I agree. Intentions matter, right? But if I intend on hurting somebody and I end up helping them, the outcome still matters, right? I can still go to jail. I'm still a terrible person.
Okay.
But I still inadvertently did something good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Is he a quality individual? I ain't his mama.
Okay.
I can't speak to that.
All right.
I'm not saying he's a quality individual.
Gotcha. Right.
I'm saying that outward facing, in my opinion, and I don't know, and I'll speak to this level of ignorance. I don't know how much he was charging people. I don't know what, I don't know what money thing he was doing, right? But what I will say, that his ex-wife was doing these $6,000, $2,000, some of them were like up for freight. It was expensive things to promote her pain. And for some people, they say it's business. For me, I find it to be distasteful.
You're profiting off of other people's traumas, because that's what you're bringing in people with traumas. But what I was going to say to what you just said, now I'm going to acknowledge this, right? There's a difference between Derek Jackson, the man, Derek Jackson, the brand. So I will give you that for that, right? The brand Derek Jackson could be helpful to other people, while the man, and that's where we're heading to disconnect from. Okay, gotcha. Cool. I can see it on that one.
That man ain't shit. Okay, and he should call me.
I mean, he ain't shit. I would be so mad. I'll be so mad if this Negro sit up here and dial these damn numbers right here. If you dial them numbers right here, I would be so mad.
He should not call area
those
code.
numbers. Do not call it
at all.
You're a dirty man.
Or find me on Insta.
Dirty, you dirty, bad little boy.
Terrible man.
You're so bad.
Like, but no, I mean, like, the brand of him, it like that. But I, and this is not me vilifying women in itself, right? And maybe it is. And I'm open to a discussion, right? Because maybe somebody has a perspective that they'd be willing to share with me. But to me, Danae is more. She's more of she's hurting her foundation. Her children are the foundation, and she's hurting them.
She's not thinking about them.
No. Yeah. She don't care. Like, she don't care.
Especially not a little dark little Negro.
Let's not even talk about little darky. Little darky ain't got no love. No, but
none at all.
Here's another thing that I forgot, and we both viscerally responded to behind the scenes when we listened to this video. I forgot to bring this up, and I'd be remiss. Miss Jackson's mother-in-law.
Oh yeah.
Miss Jackson mother-in-law. Look, I know you probably got hands, right? And this is not with any disrespect. You are crippling your daughter.
Yeah.
Crippling your daughter and your grandchildren.
Yep.
By your interference in her life, in her personal life. And giving, and like, I wish somebody would say, have my mama in my therapy sessions with my husband. Is she in the bedroom with us? No. She don't need to be that's a bedroom. That's a private conversation. So from that standpoint, and so for me, I know he was trying to save his brand. I'm not gonna hold that against him, and I don't think that it's our business. But since he made it our business, I wish he I wish he really would have drilled down on that, because he'd push a little, then he back off.
Yeah, he back off 10 steps back.
And I get it why he did it, but at the same time, you are literally, that woman was in your marriage. There's no way y'all were gonna survive. No matter what happened, there was no way you're gonna survive that situation. And let me also say this to you, Miss Mother-in-law. One day, today is gonna get to a point where she finds her own voice and she's gonna resent you.
She's gonna resent you. Yeah, correct.
And that's not to absolve Danae. Danae has no absolution. This is your life. And you are making these choices. Just like he made those choices and everybody's trying to hold him accountable for his choices. You made these choices. You said I do to a man that you weren't even dating.
Or that you already knew he had those
proclivities.
Yeah, proclivities.
But you weren't even dating. I don't care about the proclivity. I do think people can change if they want to change. But you weren't dating him. That means y'all weren't even in a space to. This was
they had
not
a
the
child.
happiest
They had a
day of your
child. No,
life.
no. They had a child, and that it was based on.
They could have had a great co-parenting relationship.
And I
they
think
could have moved into that same.
They had a
mansion.
cult-like religion it was in, so I think the religion played a major part in that also.
I hope Derek Jackson understand that. Like he was talking about some stuff, and I hope that's just for cap. I hope he's capping about when he's talking about all this stuff about there are these things and this stuff is true, but no. And I'm gonna say this, and I am not simping for men when I say this. I think he had a level of emotional abuse in that marriage.
No. Oh, yeah. I mean, so emotional, sexual. I mean, the whole sexual thing, withholding
He was
sex.
getting sex from other people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
So,
I mean, he had pinch hitters. That's what he had.
Yeah,
he had pinch hitters. So
I'm not concerned that he can't make me feel sorry for
pinch
him for not giving
suckers.
him,
pinch.
pinch touches. He had all kinds of stuff. You can't make me feel sorry for that
pinch
part.
jigglers.
But I do think that Christian influence part where she was doing all this stuff to him, I think that was emotional. That was a level of emotional abuse.
Yeah.
Because that's what she hid behind.
No, yeah. And if you know women nature, that's how women show violence, through manipulation and those type of tactics.
I vehemently deny that part because
You don't?
I've seen many men do the same.
No, I'm not
thing.
saying men don't do
Little
it too.
bitch
What
moves.
I'm saying is usually
I call them bitch babies.
Yeah, okay, those bitches. Okay.
No,
Usually
bitch
that's how
babies.
women do it because they can't physically hurt men. So they use manipulation tactics.
I mean, but
majority of time,
that's
character assassination,
that's arsenal stuff.
lies.
Right?
Yeah. I'm
you
just
ain't
but I'm
got a
just
gun,
pointing
you
it
use a
out.
knife.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just pointing it out. I'm
But,
not saying that. Yeah.
But I don't think that's inherently to sex, right? Because men, when they get frustrated, use the thing that's easiest to them. Like if men knew they could lose a fight, they'd be using the same, they'd be changing the arsenal of that. I don't think that's inherent to one sex or another. Because I do know some women who got some hands. And
but I'm saying in a heterosexual relationship, majority time you will see the man with the physical and the woman with other forms of violence.
I don't know.
Violence by proxy also.
I don't know if I believe that because I don't feel like I believe that. I feel like it's vice versa, because a woman's less likely to get arrested for it, so she's more likely being able to put her hands on you and get away with it. Whereas men know they can't get away with it, and they know if somebody called the police, they ask going to jail. So they
that's also not called abuse. When women put their hands on you, they don't call that abuse.
I don't live in that world. That's
but
abuse.
I'm talking about with the world.
But I'm saying I don't live in that world. That's
the world,
World.
Craig.
People
I understand that.
But that's abuse. I think the reality, not the reality of things, is women are more likely to put their hands on men because they know they can get away with it. That's what I feel, and I've seen it many a times.
And I'm talking about what we call abuse versus what people call abuse, how they look at abuse. Because they don't look.
Join that world. I'm just saying.
No, but it's the world we live in, though.
I don't live in that world.
Okay.
If I put my hands on somebody, I'm looking around for the cops, and if the cops don't come, I'm like,
what
and
I'm
then
saying,
I remember
United States of America and the judicial system. That's the word I'm talking about.
Now things have changed.
It's starting to change. Yeah, it's getting better.
Like people going to jail. Like, don't do it. But I mean, in my experience, like from the purest standpoint, I'm not joining people in their wrong definition of what abuse is. I'm going to say the right definition of abuse is like that. Men are putting their hands on women. I'm not saying that they're not, right? And those people who put their hands on women are also manipulating them verbally to try to make sure so they can make them feel like it was their fault and not theirs, so they won't, that kind of stuff. There's a manipulate. I just think it's a people thing. Like I just do, because I've seen both of those things. I don't give a shit about that kind of conversation. I just sincerely, I don't have any ill will towards Danae, but I do see her as the worst of the whole situation. Outward facing. Because she didn't, she took some accountability, but she really didn't take full accountability. Because there was no reason to tell the stories that she was telling in between when they weren't together, right?
Yeah. No, she's gonna make him seem
It was on her. She was on her way to try to tell her story. So to me, outward facing, she's problematic.
And also I think it's to build my own brand also outside of him,
Absolutely.
outside of what he got going on. I need to have my own thing going on so I can.
But she could have done that without doing that.
Everybody likes a victim. Everybody likes a victim today.
I apologize. I said I was going to live in reality.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. In reality, she did the right move. But on accountability standpoint, she's outward facing. She's problematic. She could have taught people how to take a proper accountability for her life, and also be honest with her to say she's still not done taking accountability for the stuff she's doing. And with that, that's that case. Inward facing, the damage that she's doing to her children, not just the dark one who's thinking that she's not being treated with the same level of care and love as her other siblings, but with the lighter ones who think that something's wrong. Like they see what's happening. I don't know how they're processing that information, but they see it too. And by that standpoint, they're equally a victim to the situation. So I just think
the
that's
broken thing.
Yeah. I mean, whereas for me with him, he caused mommy pain. Mommy didn't have to stay in that pain.
Yeah, that's her accountability that she could have left.
Because she never said he used to beat her.
Yeah, no, he never said he laid hands on her.
Never said none of those things.
She didn't even say that he choked her during sex. He said that shit, which we didn't need to hear it, but okay.
Half of us didn't need to hear it. The other half said that you can find me on Instagram.
Okay, whatever.
The K is silent. Whatever. But, half of us, you should be ashamed of yourself, Derek.
Yeah,
but he didn't. He said he was a lover. He was all these things. They both agreed he was a lover. That was the problem. He was a lover.
That was the problem.
He loved all of hers. But but what she never said was he was neglectful to his children. Maybe because he was working all the time, he had to do that. But then that's also the price you pay when you have a provider. Who's the provider? There's a sacrifice to that.
And that's another thing I think accountability needs to happen when women do that. They want providers, but then they want to sit back and complain about how the man is never there. You need to.
It depends, right? It depends. If you're talking about if the man is never there and really they aren't there, that's one thing. But if you're talking about the man is never there because he's like, I'm out with the boys, and
no, I'm talking about provider. I'm talking about the provider part of it. I'm not talking about out philandering or whatever. I'm saying if he's out there trying to make a life so you can, as she said, we're talking about her. She said she had that soft life outside of him with the women, right? She had a certain type of lifestyle, and women will complain about, well, he's never, when she divorced, right? He's never at home. He doesn't have time for me, but you're out here.
But I see those as two different things, right?
Okay.
We're talking about socioeconomic changes, right? We're talking about somebody who's rich, living rich people problems. Where he's never home, he's doing this. Let me go buy a Birkin bag. Like those people,
rich. There's people that's you got to trade time for money. A lot of people have to trade time for money. I'm
gonna say the people at this level. The ones who have I just feel like they know what the deal is. They pay for play. Let's talk about middle. Let's talk about middle class people. Middle class people where he is working, he's doing the lion's share of the work, and he's pulling it out. From that standpoint,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about rich folks. I don't have no problems.
But these people's rich folks, they were millionaires.
Yeah,
these people's rich folks. I'm not talking about them because she that's a different conversation. This at this level of
I'm
him
talking about
majority
of people.
I don't even think majority of people are middle class.
No, but majority of people where majority of men have to trade their time for their money. What I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm speaking.
I don't
majority.
think he was one of those.
No,
people.
not him. But I'm just saying majority of men.
To be fair, if you have time to fuck, you got time to go home and see your kids.
Yeah, you got time. Yeah.
You got. I'm just saying, you not always busy because it takes more than just you ain't paying for a hooker. You ain't cutting into your sleep. It's just you got time. But if you're talking about from that standpoint, when we're talking about majority of people, miss me with that. You made a sacrifice. Y'all aren't doing here's the thing. Family, finances, and other bullshit, right? That's not bullshit. Emotional, blah blah blah.
I think the men is
he has time
separate.
to get the finance, and you're not getting the finance. Then he doesn't have. But you're getting the family. There's going to be a detriment. There's just a deficit that's happening. You can't have it both ways. You want to get in these streets and make some money too? Then that's great. I encourage it because I've said multiple times. we don't live in a world. This is not the world we live in where you can live on one household person pay. And the fact that if you did do it, you were literally breaking people down. And or that person is doing it to themselves and whatever. Like some people do. Like the guy I was dating, he was like that. He was like, that person never worked, that person never did, but you okayed it.
Yeah.
Silence is agreeing.
It's a choice. Yeah, it's agreement. Yeah.
Like supporting it, paying for stuff, that's agreement at the end of the day. But then like, so I can't join people's conversation with that. Like,
and also that's personal choices. So,
and personal choices everything comes with sacrifices.
Sacrifice.
Repercussions happen everywhere. And good luck and God bless. And mother-in-law, stay the fuck out these people's business.
Stay now, out therapy with the people.
You know she's still in it.
Oh yeah. She behind the scene. Yeah, she behind the scenes talking to her. Girl, that's what you need to do next.
Any man who see Danae on the street, because she fine. Walk the other way.
I mean, yeah.
I've never seen it. Like her body's nice.
Oh, I never looked at
Walk the other way.
Pass.
Please walk away. Because that one is going to come with a whole, like, it's going to take, because first off, she has to undo her mother's control over her. Then she has to undo the religious component, which is probably hand in hand with the
mother's control. Yep. Because her mother used that manipulation to keep her in line. So, yep.
So,
and in the past, the rape and that trauma, and then the Panderer.
Panderer, yeah, and the relationship she had with him, which was really, that's not really the trauma. The trauma is the trauma she caused
just internal. Yeah, that she caused herself in dealing with the situation.
And she thought that this was because I'm sure when she got with him, she thought she was like, look how lucky I am. I have all of these things, and then she reprioritized what was important in her life, and that's what the difference was.
Yeah. Once you wake up and understand,
you wake up.
This is not what I want anymore.
Few 5-6 years, and you're able to buy everything you want. Your values really come through after that. So.
Well, there's nothing else shiny to focus on. So now you got to focus on the real shit. So, yeah.
The one thing you can't afford, that's the thing you can't pay for.
Yep.
Loyalty and legacy.
Peace of mind and,
growing together. Like, Then he really did make you look crazy going out there with that bonnet and stuff on. I don't care what he said. Maybe he didn't want to say when he probably told her to change. She said, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. This is what I'm wearing. Like, she probably did that.
That's possible, but then it also played, oh, look, that's why he cheating on her. Look at her. She probably wear that bonnet to bed.
I'm sure that bonnet was comfortable. Look, I'm like, but it's a shame. It's just a shame how we get in our own way. Because this could have been a story for Black inspiration.
Black excellence. Yeah.
Yeah. Because in reality, if he was living what he was saying, oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
he could have been helping men, women, the whole gambit by living the way he is. Her, if she was living the way she wanted and like the real way and not this stuff, it'd have been Black. This is such a wasted story.
Yeah.
Because of people's egos and people's traumas that they didn't undo, people's beliefs that were fed to them and that grow like negative food is still food and you get nourished either way, right? So this is just
you might have to take a Tums or something, and
eventually something's gonna happen. Cancer is form or whatever, but it sustains you for a while, and so like it's a shame. At the end of it all is a shame because he could have been a better man than he said he was, and he was with the wrong woman. I hate to say it like that.
Fellas, dick discipline. That's what I got, fellas. Dick discipline.
I mean, dick discipline and therapy.
Yeah.
Dick discipline. And I know therapy doesn't have to necessarily be doctor. I mean, go to a therapist. You can write your thoughts down. You can like start asking your mindfulness. Ask yourself these questions. Answer these questions. Figure out the source of your pain. That's what doctors do. You don't have to do that. But there's a like to me, it's a terrible cycle that's happening where we're constantly causing each other pain, and it can be that cycle can be reversed. Like women, you don't have to put up with these things. You can say I deserve this and be the person that deserves that thing, and don't enable them. Because there are some men who I've met who were taught to be a fuckboy
Mhm.
because they were like, I was a good guy. They didn't want nothing to do with me.
That's a lot of men's story. That's a lot of men's story.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Ask men in high school. Ask majority of men in high school what
High
they
school, I'm a
watched.
bitch. Stop.
Do what?
High school, y'all
No,
ain't
no.
got
Okay,
nuts.
but the thing is, you learn things. How do you learn? How do you learn how to be as adult? Right? You go through stages. Right? You go through stages.
Yeah, but like,
And you don't think there's women out there still interacting with men like they did in high school? You don't think so?
Well, maybe college. Can we say high school, college?
The same
No,
difference.
well, I think so. In my mind, when you said that, I thought different.
But that's where it starts. What I'm saying.
So
High school is where it starts.
But if you say high school, college, then I'm like, all right, I agree that because college is like
Majority of people don't go to college, Nicole.
that's true.
We're talking about the majorities.
That's true. Okay, I'm just trying to formulate my mind around. It's true. Okay, it's just like I just find it weird that most of the information that we're processing and taking on is during a time where we know the least.
Well, 0 through 7 when they say we pick up most of the information. So
0 through 7.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor child.
0 through 7
That
when you
poor
pick
little
up
black baby.
more information. Then you build on that, and then but the interaction I think between men and women that kind of starts in middle school, and when you start to go through puberty, and that's when you start getting that information because now
Still
you're
terrible.
interested in girls and boys and all,
still
or whoever you're
terrible.
interested in, right?
'Cause
Whoever.
That's just disappointing,
But
then.
but I mean, but then we had talked about this earlier before we got on, right? Some people stagnated, so they don't get any place outside of that. So majority of people don't get any place outside of that because they're not trying to do that inner work. They're not trying to do it. They just build on what they know, and if it works, who are we to tell them that's wrong? If they still out here getting the P word, right? Either woman or man, if you're getting the P word, another P word, both of them. If you're getting one of the P words, right? Who am I to say that you're wrong in doing what you're doing? Because your outcomes show that you're getting what you want out of the situation. Until you want better, now we can talk about it because you have to come in and say, you know what? I'm not getting what I want, and this is how I'm doing this, that. Okay, this is where you're wrong at. Now we can say something.
So it's funny that you said that because I've recently been struggling with that conversation, right? I was talking to some people who are married, and they were like, because everybody has advice that I'm broken up, and it's like, you just need to get back in the game. I'm like, I'm kind of tired. I don't want to get back in the game. Kind of I don't.
My Achilles, my hamstring.
Let me stretch. Let me take a break. Ice bath, maybe. But and I'm like, and it was like, well, you just need to find the right one and get married. I'm like, wait, first off, that was never my goal. Marriage was never my goal. I just wanted to find somebody who I can be in it with, right? Who could be like, oh, you got your stuff you need to do. I got my stuff. Let's encourage each other and get stuff. So that's that. But the disappointing part of it is I started really thinking, I said this because it was during honest time. Because they were giving me honest feedback, right? So I felt like it was the time to be honest feedback. And I was like, I don't know marriages. I know like a handful of marriages, and I say handful being nice because I can't think of more than one right now that are
healthy,
helpful.
Okay.
Like healthy is one thing, helpful is the other.
Okay.
Right?
It works for both parties.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, I don't know what. And I feel sad saying that. Because then it's like, all right, for me, the outcome is to be by myself. Because it's not about disappointing. I do a bunch of disappointing things for myself. It's about when the time comes, if I fall, I catch me.
Yeah. So having somebody else there to assist in that catching.
But it won't, that I don't know if that necessarily exists. People are so focused on whatever levels they focus on. Or let's say there's a guy that exists that's like just like me, right? We will never find each other because we're too busy finding the other ones.
Yeah. So this is the thing, and this is the opposite. I need to have that up. So no, this is the opposite of that, right?
Okay. No.
This one is going to be the north and the south pole of the magnets.
Okay.
When you put the south and the south together, it pushes apart. So you and a like person like that, you're kind of repelling, but they're attracting that other person at north. They're attracting certain people. You walking through this damn crowd, and you're going to attract the people that you don't want to attract because they're totally opposite from you. So that's
no,
that.
And I have to get to a place
energy
for me where I was like, no, no, and get away from those people, right? And so, but the likelihood, again, lots of therapy, years, thousands of dollars of therapy for me to realize a lot of my hell was mine caused.
So I'm gonna give you a trick, right? There's a trick to
A
this.
trick?
There's
Oh,
a trick. Yeah,
let me write it
not
down.
that type of
I'm
trick.
writing it down.
So the thing is, right?
No, you ain't got tricks. Derek Jackson has tricks.
Yeah. I'm your
Hey.
brother. I'm not gonna give you those tricks.
Hey, trick.
Anyway, trick. Stupid. But no. So this is the thing, right? For anybody, any women that want to know, right? Men are visual. So the thing is, if you want a certain type of men, you're gonna have to. It's a cat mouse game almost with men. It's a cat mouse game.
Okay.
You just have to understand with the men that you like, or the women type of men you want, what those type of men are looking for, and you have to do the cat and mouse game. You have to be like, okay, you have to present a certain thing, and it's like role play in the bedroom almost.
But
But
isn't
then
that
once
ingenuous?
no, it is. But so is it makeup? Fucking ingenuous.
But I don't wear makeup.
Not you. I'm just saying people, women, right? Women do it all the time.
No,
not
but
you.
I'm talking about me.
Okay, so
you're telling me who doesn't wear makeup to
So-
do something akin to makeup for interactions.
So I'm not saying makeup. So what I'm going to say is that maybe outside of what you normally do, right? Like certain places you don't normally go. You have to change something, right? There's certain places that the men that you want to be bothered with are going to. There's going to certain places. And you just have to put yourself in that place.
Jail.
Okay, no.
Okay.
Don't
That's
please.
a place I've never
Yeah,
been.
I will make a shirt. Go ahead. I will make a shirt, and I will have it have lights on that shirt. that will be an awesome shirt. That shit will be that shirt.
My mugshot is nice.
That shirt will look eyes like your glasses be lighting up and everything.
I'll make sure I'm like.
It will be an awesome shirt. The saying on the back will be big as hell. Damn it, I want to be President Bay. So yeah, no, it's like I said, it's a certain thing. Cat mouse game. Women used to do it back in the day. You know the whole.
But that's not right.
So now you have to have that talk. What's right? What's wrong?
Oh, let me say it like this.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And no, but keep in mind, even as I'm about to say this, I realize that what I'm saying is the right thing, but it doesn't matter if I live in the wrong world.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying.
Okay, gotcha. Go
ahead. Your advice is to how to live within the rules that are provided to us. What I'm saying is fuck them rules. Them rules don't make me no money. If somebody's not smart enough to see I'm an aid in there and with them, because I know me, I don't have commitment. I can't commit to shit. Like I'll talk to our cousin and I'll be on the phone with her and I'm like, you know what? All I need to do is this, and she'll laugh. She's like, yeah, right. Like she's like, all I have to do is I don't need like I just let it go. I just need to let it go. If he's bringing this up, I just let it go and let him think what he wants. And she's like, yeah, let me know how that works. It doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, it don't.
Because I'm like, this to me, it's like, why are we doing this? This is stupid.
So to a man, right? It's like you're giving up. To me, right? A man is looking for a woman that wants to invest also. Like she has to be fully invested also. Because as a man,
but that person's not worth my investment.
No, okay. You're talking about the person that's not. We're talking about the person that is, right?
But they wouldn't be the kind of person where I had to put on a facade with.
Okay. So
that's the person that I would think is worth my investment.
And that's ideal. So that's an idealistic statement, right? You don't know. So
I mean, I'm single, so clearly. So like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. Yeah. But I still believe it.
So the thing is, and a lot of women believe. So the thing is, right? You said if they don't see you, then they're not worth your time, right?
No, I didn't say that.
So okay,
I didn't say that if they don't see me.
Okay.
I said that if
they don't see what you bring, I'm saying.
No.
Okay.
If I have to lie about who I am, like if I have to present an inauthentic version of myself, then I don't want to because I can't commit.
Do you? Okay, this is the thing, right? Do you think you only have one gift or one good thing about yourself?
About these.
Jesus. Piggy.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so one attribute. Do you think you only have one attribute? So this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying lie. What I'm saying is focus on the attribute.
Play on some of them. But also, again, it can't work. All right, because I'm a cute girl. That's what gets them. I'm a cute girl. I do this stuff, and then I open my mouth, and it's like this is a hardcore N-word.
Yeah. So and now I'm in the position that you were in, right? I'm saying something, know what I'm saying is going to be maybe not popular.
Mhm.
But the thing is, in life, right? We only live one life. You have to figure out what's more important in that life, right?
I did.
You have to figure out
Peace.
if okay. So
Another P
once
word.
again, you're thinking about the wrong guy. I'm saying with the right guy. So if you invest in a certain type of, you putting in a certain little bit more amount of effort to do something that might be deemed to be whatever, it's not immoral, but it's just not comfortable to you, to get the type of man you want, the type of attributes you want from this man, and then you know you build up with this man. So the thing is with men, right? And this is another secret, ladies. With men, it's not like with women. It's over time. When a man stays with you a certain amount of time, right? He's made up his mind to be with you. Like if it 2, 3, 4, 5 years, this man is like, okay, damn, she's still here, and I still feel the same way about her, and you know, and okay, now this is what it becomes a man's mind, right? You become that one. We don't have those upfront like women do. Women get enamored up front a lot of times. Men, they might do it sexually, but I'm saying as far as the whole package of who you are, it comes over time with a man because he has to sit there and like, damn,
That
when
just
I
sounds
need
like
this,
settling.
is that?
They're like, she's still around. I should marry her. That's what it sounds like.
No, it's not selling. It's understanding because we don't focus on our emotions. Men do maybe, but this is what men are, right? We don't usually focus on, and some men do, but majority of men don't focus on emotions. So they cannot say, you know what, she feeds me in this way. We're too busy, like, fuck them emotions. I gotta be productive, right? Emotions gonna slow me down. Doing this is gonna get me where I gotta get. And that to get me where I get is gonna get the women on the back end, right? Because they see me doing this, I got this. So it's a cycle, right?
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you on that part. I will say that, like we said about the whole thing about being unaware, I think those people are unaware of their emotions. It's not that they're not having them. They're having all of them. And that the fucked up part about that is, and this is something I had to get to, was realizing that all those emotions that I thought I didn't have, I was fucking having. They just showed up in different symptoms. Right.
Yeah, no.
And in my decision making, they showed up. Right. Like, so like my best friend I used to see, like he'd be like stoic, super stoic. I appreciated his stoicism. And then somebody, just a random thing happened. And the next thing you know, he got that nigga choked up against the wall. And I was like, oh.
But that's how it happens.
Because you ignore something that you think doesn't exist, but it's always been there. And so my thing with that is, again, what world am I going to live in? The reality that I know to be true, or join them in this delusional world? And I just think alone is the best way for me to be, from my perspective, because you're talking about a search. I don't want to have to change the right answer.
The today Nicole.
Well, no, I've always been that way.
Okay, well, it's just
that people keep wanting to be with me.
Okay,
people keep wanting to be with me. I'm dope. But at the end of the day, I'm also a compromiser, right? That's the other problem. Like for me, I'm like, nobody's perfect.
So picking the wrong person to compromise with is a detriment also. And that's something else that you can control.
That part. And I take ownership of that.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that's not incorrect. I'm saying I take ownership of that. Okay. But also, I'm lazy.
And that's okay. So lazy and impatience is two things that are counterproductive. Not you. I'm talking to ladies.
I just want to make
sure
clear.
A lot of women are impatient. That's two things that are counterproductive to whatever you want.
I ain't impatient.
So
I don't have that problem. But I am lazy. And I don't mean lazy from the standpoint I won't do things for myself. No, it's just that I understand that when you come to somebody else, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? And so for me, I'm a compromiser, and I don't want to. Well, I'm a compromiser, and I don't want to throw somebody. Like, my therapist asked me a very good question the other day. She said, we were talking, right? And I'm like real brutally honest with my therapist. It's hilarious. More so than I'm on this thing. We were talking, and she asked me, she said, if you knew that relationship wasn't going to work out, why didn't you break up with him first? And I'm like, I'm an engineer. To me, everything's a beta test, right? And so, like, I have clear boundaries, right? So there's certain do not
cross. Yeah, when you cross it, it's off.
It's over. Yeah. So those are things, right? But everything else is movable, right? Your insecurity about yourself, to me, that's your thing, not me. I don't take it on. Like, whether or not you're jealous about other people talking to me. I get that. A lot of people be real flagrant these days. So it's not a big deal. So for my mind, I saw all these things that other people would consider red flags. I saw it as, it's not.
It's surmountable. It's something you could get over. Yeah.
So
It's a challenge. That's what it is. A challenge.
Well, I didn't see it as a challenge. I saw it as your shit.
Okay, gotcha.
I just didn't take your shit on.
Okay, I got that clear line of where it doesn't bleed over to my shit.
Well, and some of it did.
Okay.
Because it naturally will. But I didn't think it bled too much.
You thought you could control the bleed.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Until it was over. And then I realized at the end, because again, our emotions are kind of, I want to say that I'm aware of all my emotions, but I'm not.
You're not. Nobody is.
So when it was over, I realized how much emotion was involved into controlling the bleed. And it was a lot. Because then I can't tell you how much of a relief it felt.
You felt like
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I did not know that. And I'm saying that to y'all and him. So when the time comes that they remind me of that shit. Because when I felt guilty for being so fucking relieved it was over. Right? Not that I wasn't sad because time was invested. I thought he was somebody he wasn't, that kind of stuff. That part's true, right? But also, I'm going out of town. I'm gonna go do this. I don't have to think about how I move. And if you know me, you know me thinking about how I move as opposed to me focusing on the move.
It's a chore. Yeah, it's a chore. Yeah. I get that also.
So that part was that and it hindered me from progress. And there's another thing, people, women, man, indiscriminate. If you are out of a relationship and you prepare, if you propel saying words, if you propel forward,
AEIOU
after if you propel forward after the relationship is done, that wasn't
a relationship. That was not your relationship. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. Yeah,
and that's so again, I can mourn what I thought it was, but also be grateful for seeing it for what it is. And be aware that I'm better off without it. So all those things can exist in the whole.
And also it becomes a little tool in your toolbox. Just take it, put in your toolbox, carry it around.
Also, don't forget the part I played in it.
Yeah, too. Yeah.
I played a big part in my own hell. Not saying it was hell, but I'm just saying,
to use for a word. Yeah.
I played a big part in that. So I can't put the blame on this man. He was just being him. I was just being me. And I knew that wasn't going to work for me, but I also knew my pain threshold is high. So being aware of that in relationships and those kind of things. So stuff I'm going to have to work on if I meet somebody who's worth my time and energy. To me, I'm one of those people. Some people be like, oh, he's unattractive. That's not, how does he treat me? How does it, my priorities are my priorities. And everything else is it's like bonus or whatever. And so I have to decide how to get out of my own way as well.
And that's majority of people. Majority of people have to figure that out.
They
how to
should
get out
figure it out. They don't. So, and I'm not saying I will, because again, still single, right? And maybe also there's something that, and then maybe I'm saying that to save myself ego, but there's also something to be said that you get out of things when it's time. Everything has a cycle. And you're ever changing, right? And not everybody can go along that journey with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like in this case, though, those were two people on two separate journeys cohabitating and trying to act like they were something. And that's why it went to chaos.
And I'm going to reiterate the reason. Dick discipline, fellas, women, guard your womb. Because I think that was the biggest reason why they got in that journey. Because had it not been for kids, that muddies the water a lot. For a lot of people.
I think that muddied the water for him.
Yeah, well, because
I don't think
the beliefs.
I think she was
she was already invested. Yeah, she was already. But I'm just for him. Yeah, for him. I agree. Yeah, but I'm saying in general for everybody, right?
I think he loved her.
I don't know, and I can't. I can't speak to it, but I'm just saying for in general for majority of people.
Love. I do think it was love.
It's a form. Yeah.
She stayed in his orbit. Now, I don't know so that being said, we don't know if she didn't force herself in his orbit.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. And that could be very possible. That could be very possible.
But if he wanted her in his orbit, I have to take that as he did love her. right? I did like
Or he loved the idea of the family and the children and the picket fence, and it's so
that's
many
his version
dynamics
of
that we
love,
can.
though.
Yeah, that's so many dynamics we can't really can't. And without them speaking for it, we can't really.
Mm-mm.
All
I
we
mean,
can do is make assumptions.
even if they did speak, we
Eh,
don't know
Yeah, we don't know
ourselves.
it's true. Yeah, we don't
Like
know. Yeah,
the truth is
yeah,
like something that
yeah,
we can't hardly ever get a handle on.
yeah.
All we can do is put perspective in it, right? And our perspectives based on these things
Mm.
and what we see and whatever, and we still can be wrong.
Indicators, things we
Mhm.
can visually see,
I
and
mean,
body language and talking and all
how do
this
you
other stuff.
define success?
Um, Personally or general.
Both.
So personally, I define success as the ability to exist without having major problems in your life and able to go forth and do good by people and become resources to people, you know, and
Okay.
not hurt myself in the process.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is to give as much as you can without losing
Who I am.
who you are.
Hmm.
Okay.
And still be good in in aspect, emotionally good, physically, spiritually, all
And
that.
still be good or still grow.
Mm, I
In
don't,
my mind, good is like baseline,
well,
right?
yeah, and so yeah, success is baseline. See, I don't look at success as a form of um growing because people. I mean, you can be successful. So okay, put it this way: how do you know you've made it to the success? Because you
Depends on your
have,
metrics.
huh? Yeah, it
Depends on
depends
your
on your
metrics.
metrics. So that's what I'm saying. That's
No, I'm
my.
saying you define your
Oh yeah, yeah.
metrics.
You
So
define,
by
but
your
so
metrics, you're saying good is the like you're saying give what you can to people and
mm,
still be good. Are you
it's still
saying
be good.
propel forward? Still like
So,
are you
so that
saying
can be it, but I'm not going to look at it as being successful, be propelling, right? That's
mm,
still a forward motion.
mm,
At this point, I'm good. So when I'm not good, then I can go further and do something further. So um, I'm just saying baseline because like the future is unknown. People are going
okay?
for
So as of
things.
today,
Yes,
that's
of
how you
today.
feel.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
can't answer for the future or whatever,
Okay,
or I'm not even going to try because I know what I can control, right? I'm only can speak what I control, and
mhm.
that's the serenity of prayer, right? What you control.
Those are for people with alcohol problems and
Yeah,
drug
that too. Yeah,
problems.
get your
Those are I
chip.
don't know.
Get your
Like
chip.
it's very very strange that you are quoting a prayer that's designed for people. But like, I'm being an asshole.
Hey, hey,
I think that's
it
a
works.
supreme. It works if you work it.
Yeah.
It work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 If you
I'm
think
a
like
jerk.
that, it works for a lot of people.
I'm
If you,
such a jerk.
yeah, no, it works. If you think like that for a lot of people, it'll keep you from going through a lot of bullshit,
Mhm.
right?
The one thing I will say about random NASA and AA, the thing I appreciate about that level of accountability
Hmm.
gets them like I wish there was something like that for like LA.
Before all that shit happened, right? Yeah.
Like LA,
A pre.
Life
Yeah.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
Like that's where we should
Precursor
start.
to anything.
Life Anonymous, where we're having these conversations and we're discussing in a safe space where you're like, okay, this is what's happening. This is what the next steps are. These are the. I like that idea. I might play around with that, and then do some.
TikTok. That's what I do. We
Okay.
talk.
You know how old I am. I don't have time
Okay.
for TikTok.
Whatever. I'm just
I
telling
want a
you.
safe space where nobody can
Oh no,
see.
TikTok is not a safe space. I
That's
want
what.
to.
Well, no,
That
I
is
mean
not a
like I
safe
want it like
space.
in a or
Yeah.
where it's like in
Oh,
a
anonymous. Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah, you
people,
you can do it. I mean, you just don't turn your camera
I don't care about me. I'm talking about
on.
them.
Oh, them. They
Yeah,
can
but
don't
you can
have to
see
turn the camera on.
their tags, right?
Some people don't have put their picture up.
Oh,
It
but you see
depends
their
on them.
names, right?
You'll see whatever they put there.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, whatever they put there.
Well, so like
Some people they got user 1, 2. I
Mm,
mean, it depends.
okay, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
it's whatever you want to
That's
make it.
how
Yeah,
old I am. I'm
yeah.
like, hiss. His technology.
Mhm.
Um, like, I think that'd be a dope idea
Mhm.
because it's like, okay, accountability needs to happen.
Mhm.
These discussions need to be happening. You like just accountability.
Mhm.
God damn, people. You don't understand the pain you cause yourself by not being aware of how much power you truly have in this world.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ. Ugh, y'all disgust me. Like ugh, ugh. It's like, ugh, really? Everybody else is the problem. Got
Mhm.
it. You know better though. And that's what's worse because you start to hate yourself.
Yep.
This is ridiculous. And all these people, like I saw this one story, true crime. And this man, This man was cheating on his woman, right? And he kept cheating. And then one day she was like, I ain't taking this no more. And then he killed her. And he's like, she knew what I was doing. How dare she cheat on me? But she knew what kind of person she had. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so now he gets to have all the relationships he
All
wants
the
in
relations.
jail.
All the relations. I don't know if he's gonna be a top or bottom, but he'll get all kind of relations. I don't know.
And no, I'm sure that lady who passed away was a lovely person, right? This ain't nothing to do with her. But my thing is this. I always thought my relationship. No, it's not true. Stop lying, Nicole. I've been in relationships that I knew wasn't shit. Right? But for some people, they think these relationships are the end all be all until they get into the next relationship. And then it's like, okay, that
Now
one's that big
now
a
it's,
deal.
now it's the new flavor.
Yeah. Why? Like this person put his life and his children, because this is his mother, his child, his children on the line, because for something that probably wasn't that big a deal. Like as far as a relationship is concerned, but that's also because we're not dealing with our emotional needs.
Yeah. Physical needs.
That being said,
anyway,
Danae, you need to get your mom out your business. Love her, respect her, but stay away. In fact, if you live in the same area she lives, move.
Yeah, move somewhere.
And Derek,
A lot.